Hello and welcome, my friends. It's another week and another episode of Beyond the NFT with my Web3 family. I am truly happy to see you all here tonight. Much love to all of you, and thank you for your time. Tonight's guest is a DJ, streamer, and a father. It brings me great joy to introduce DJ Sorry. How are you doing, DJ Sorry? Wow, I almost called you DJ instead of just Sorry.
Yeah, I got a name, man. Come on.
We
I'm
tripping.
doing, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How are you? How are you? I'm
I'm
glad to be here. It's an honor.
doing great, doing great. So I kind of wanted to kind of start off by saying, sorry, did you know that last week, literally last Monday, the 3rd, was our 1 year anniversary?
Really?
Yeah, man.
No, I would have thought that it was way longer than that.
Yeah.
That means that when you guys had me a few months back, that you guys were rather fresh, and I was unaware. I thought you guys were really established even then. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah, the first time I ever slid into them DMs and kind of like, introduce myself to you was on July 3rd, 2022.
Dang, dude, I had no idea. That's actually wild.
So wild. So on that note, happy anniversary.
For real, dude.
So
Happy anniversary to you guys.
so before we get started, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Sorry.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, my name is DJ Sorry. My real name is Justin. I pretty much got two kicks. I really like to DJ. It's about all I do in my free time. It's pretty much my only hobby. Play a little bit of saxophone and do a little bit of music producing, but those are very minimal compared to how much I DJ. Other than that, if I'm not DJing, I'm spending time with my new 14-month-old baby, trying to be the best father I possibly can. Kind of a stay-at-home dad. My wife works and I'm the one doing the chores around the house, taking care of the baby, grinding all day, hanging out, watching a lot of simple songs, watching a lot of Miss Rachel, doing the baby thing, and then I get to chill out at night and do my DJ thing. It's a
Baby
really
Shark.
polarized life, super polarized life, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Is there any Baby Shark added to that equation?
Yeah, dude, Simple Song has their own version of Baby Shark. It's not the same. It's not the same, but it's close enough. I'm looking to make my own remix eventually if I can find the time to get out there and produce again.
Oh man, definitely gonna have to make yourself a banger. I mean, I think that's like a really cool thing about people that produce and make their own sounds. Like they can make a sound for anything. They can make it for their own videos, or it could be for their
Oh
for
yeah.
their family.
Yeah, dude. Sound design and production in general is just such a wild concept. I mean, I think Bauer is such a amazing example of that.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to go on a 2 year or no, no dude, I got that story wrong. It was Dylan Francis that did this. He went on a 2 year life journey where he wanted to go to all these crazy countries. He wanted to travel a lot, so he took a break from music. But he didn't actually take a break from music. What he did was he went out with this crazy audio recording equipment to every vacation spot he went to, and he tried to record raw sounds from all these areas, like ocean flows, sounds of animals, and all this crazy stuff. And he's used it in his music for like the past decade. It was a really, really cool thing to me to hear this interview and the story from Dylan Francis talk about this. But that is such a good example of how you really can use anything and raw sound design and make it anything you want. You could make the most crazy wompy dubstep synth out of an ocean sound, or you can turn it into something that sounds more bassy and melodic and make a really cool jazzy track out of it. I don't know. It's sound production and synthesis is a really cool thing.
Yes, most definitely. It's awesome learning that you are actually very interested in sound design and production. Perhaps maybe even one day I can link you up with my friend Stony. He hosts these events called Mo Beats. I'm sorry. And for example, yesterday he had Brandon Manis, which is currently in this listening in the stage here on Discord, and he had
What up, Brandon?
OX Quan on his show, and all three of them like kind of asked the crowd like, hey, okay, let's pick a song, like and they're like deciding, let's do like an 80s song. Someone pick an 80s song, and then someone in the crowd picked one, and then they started like producing and making a beat or their own version of it. It was actually really
Oh, that's
dope.
super cool.
And they
Yeah,
did
they're
that
like speed
live.
running a track with the sound.
Yes, they did it
That's super
live.
cool, dude. That's super cool.
It,
I'm not on that level. I'm not gonna lie. I don't spend enough time. It's probably my biggest guilt the past 5 years. When I first started DJing, I had a really hard time getting into Ableton myself. I struggled. I was watching YouTube videos, feeling like I wasn't understanding what they were saying. Just really struggling to do what I wanted to do with the program. I would hear something in my head and I couldn't even get 5% of what I was hearing in my head into the program. Like I was struggling so bad. So I find out my local community college, they just started a audio engineering program that has a minor in digital production, and it's an actual Ableton course. It was really cool. So I go to school there, get my audio engineering degree, do a little bit of digital production, learn Ableton. I learn to do what I want with the program. I can sit down and I have a really solid foundation, but now I'm just not putting it in the work. Dude, I graduated 4 years ago and I've probably spent 50 hours in the program in the past 4 years. It's embarrassing.
hey, I feel like it's life is a long journey. Only because
It's
you haven't done it in the last 5 years doesn't mean that like tomorrow, like something dope doesn't come up in your head and you start working at it, and something that
oh,
speaks to you.
no, I agree. It's awesome that I have the ability to do it now, but I've kind of embraced it in the fact that it shows where my focus is. I thought it was important to me to be able to translate what I heard in my head into Ableton. I thought I wanted to be a music producer, but I guess it goes to show that my focus really is just with DJing.
But
There's something about just listening to music and being able to manipulate the music and have fun transitioning between tracks. Like I really do fully embrace DJing, and I thought I was ready to go on the full goal. I want to be a producer, I want to be a DJ. And I've learned that it's not even about that, because I've been on some rather big stages recently and I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'm not about it. I'd rather be in my bedroom, I'd rather be streaming, I'd rather be doing what I want to do and not have to play music I don't want to play, essentially. Have to stress about curating a 1 hour set for a festival and then making it a really big deal for 2 or 3 weeks for this 1 hour slot, when I could just stream for 6 or 7 hours on my own accord in my bedroom, like multiple days a week, stress free. I don't know, dude. I've realized, I guess, that having fun is way more important than like stressing over trying to be successul.
yes.
And I guess I thought music production was about, like, that was part of the course of being successful. And I've realized it's not important to me.
Yeah, I mean, totally. I love that part that you said, like being happy and having fun. That's what it's all about, especially like when you're looking at it from a creative aspect. And I mean, in let's see, you're the one with the kind of like the knowledge here. Would you say kind of like that you, like, in your time in school learning how to produce music, would you say that you have learned some things from there that you went on to take to your DJ sets or when you started DJing?
Oh, without question, for sure. We got the baby guest star. Is she coming over here?
Yes.
She's-
Babies are
Nice.
accepted here. We love babies.
You might hear some cooing and some screaming. My baby's on my lap right now. She is struggling to go to bed.
Oh,
But no, to answer that question, without a doubt, I fully See, this is a really big difference between going to school when I was fresh out of high school at 18 versus going back to school for music when I was 25. It I went to school because I wanted to do it, not because I felt forced. So I was fully embracing every element that I could. I would go to class from 7 to 3 or 4 whenever my classes ended, but I wasn't leaving school the second my class is finished. When my class is finished, I would go out to my car and get my DJ controller that I packed away that early that morning. I would rent out studio time. I would go to the studio and I would open up Ableton and that amazing studio they had. It was like a 500K studio that SCCCC has. I'm from Schenectady, amazing college, amazing music college. I would bring my controller in there. I would open up Ableton on the studio computer. I would get my Ableton push, or not mine, but it was the studio's Ableton push. So I got Ableton and Ableton push in the studio. I'm connecting my DJ controller there, and I would have my drummer friend stay after. I would have 2 rappers go, and we would just like do our own personal shows. We would have people take turns messing around on the Ableton push, doing their own thing. Me and my homie Tom would take turns DJing, and we would essentially like throw ourselves mini shows, and we would do this every night. We would produce tracks while like throwing our shows to, it was just such an amazing network of people. It wasn't even really about the knowledge of raw music production, because in terms, I guess it was for a little bit. I did use a push, not a push, it was a ghetto version of a push. If I ever had the money to buy a raw Ableton push, they're like $800. You can connect them MIDI to your DJ controller and do raw performance elements of your set. I would love to do that. That's essentially the next tech upgrade. But I guess I did use a ghetto version of an Ableton push to do some raw elements of live performance to my DJ sets, and it gets exhausting to the point where you can't really dance to your music. I think there's a lot you can do with 3-4 deck DJing, to where I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to perfect my 1-2 deck DJing. Adding 3 and 4 deck elements is enough for me, to where I realized I wasn't good enough as a DJ in my eyes to start adding Ableton and live element performance aspects. So I took a step back from that for a while. Hopefully we'll get back there, but
Unknower in Twitch chat says APC 40 represent.
APC 40. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know what that is. What is APC 40?
Yeah, what is?
Oh, that was where you got rated from, right?
Yes. What would tell us Unknower?
Oh no. That's the controller, dude. We had that in the. No, I know what that is. We had that in the. No, I know what he's talking about. It's essentially, so this is something to think about. I guess I should probably explain this to all the people who are not DJs and who are not familiar with music. When you look at someone on a stage, all that DJ equipment, all it essentially is, you have a mouse and keyboard that controls your Windows operating system for your computer. Essentially, what this equipment does is it controls a piece of software. That's all it does. And the software for DJing is a little bit different than the software for audio engineering, but the APC 40 is a really prime piece of software when it comes to audio engineering. You would see that if you went to like a jazz concert, the dude in the booth in the back of the venue would probably run something like this in order to operate lights and audio and all of that all in one. Essentially, this is just a controller for that piece of software. Very, very cool.
I see. Yeah, and Unknower, he was when he clarified, he said that was my ghetto push.
Okay. I see. So now I got it right here actually. It was a little Novation keyboard. It's got like the 2x8 pads with a little keyboard, because I was forced to learn piano in college. I thought it was like $100. It was super, super ghetto push. I tried to hook it up with the Ableton link to my DJ software. Man, was that a nightmare? I did the best that I could, but when I would get drunk and I would start to have some fun with my sampler, and I thought it sounded good, and then I would listen back to it the next day, and that's when I decided I need to take a break from this and really perfect what I'm trying to do DJ wise before I start to integrate any of this stuff. This is more James type level stuff. I'm not there yet.
Hey, soon, dude. You're honestly a dope DJ, and you know, you're always keeping me engaged in your chats whenever I pop in. I know that you had mentioned before the show started that kind of the crowd that you feel you kind of draw to your Twitch are the ones that kind of like lurk, enjoy the music
The
while they're
lurkers.
playing
Yeah.
video games. And then I wanted to add, and then there's me that's like, this is dope.
Well, you are an engaging person, so I guess you're an anomaly in terms of that. But
I am the anomaly. So you had mentioned that you had to learn piano in college, and earlier before
Yeah,
that,
dude.
in your intro, you had mentioned that you play the saxophone. How many instruments do you play?
3. So, well, I guess technically 4, but if you were to give me a violin, I would sound like someone who's never played a violin before. So I'm gonna stick to 3. Um, essentially, drumming is a major passion of mine. I wish my homie Jake that was here like he was here right before we started, and he had just bounced. He was my NFT homie that I was talking about earlier. We have a huge history. The second that Rock Band 1 came out, his father was a drummer and he was interested in what this did. We were playing Rock Band 1 the day it came out, because that's just kind of how his family was. They were very gaming related. So of course they buy Rock Band pre-release. We go to GameStop, play it all night. Really fucking cool. We have so much fun with it. Both of our first ever experience in terms of drumming. But then they go out and they buy him. I don't know if anyone here knows what this is, but it's like an Ion. It was called the Ion drum kit. It was an electronic drum kit that will plug into your Xbox or PlayStation, and you could use this an electronic drum kit, this MIDI drum controller, to play Rock Band. It had all the components you would need. It had 4 mesh things in a row, just like a Rock Band controller, with 2 cymbals on the top, left and right.
No
It was
shit.
beautiful. Super responsive. And we would sit there and play Rock Band all day on this professional drum controller. We would start, eventually we were playing every song on Expert and 100%ing them like straight YouTube video style. So we moved into like going onto the marketplace and downloading all these like player made tracks and like really getting into Rock Band drumming. Eventually his parents buy like a really nice used drum kit, and from that point it took on. That was what we did when we hung out. We would just take turns like doing drum covers and filming each other, and it was a really fun high school experience, having a place where I could go and like, essentially learn like playing Rock Band drums. And we eventually merged into playing real drums, and we had take turns being a cover drummer for a rather popular local band. And it was a really cool time back in high school, just learning how to drum with these dudes. So that's kind of where my raw music passion came from. But to get back to the other instruments, I'm sure everyone has a story of you get into 4th or 5th grade and your parents want you to pick up an instrument because your parents are told that playing an instrument will make their kid more intelligent. Correct? So you're forced to play an instrument. In 4th grade, I pick up violin because in 4th grade you can do orchestra. You can't do band until 5th grade for some reason in my district. So in 4th grade, I pick up violin at the earliest I can play an instrument. I do violin for a year and realize that I just wasn't having fun. My parents really want me to pursue an instrument because I come from a very musically inclined family. So I decided to try something different. My uncle suggested I try saxophone. Of course, he's a saxophone player as well. So I pick up saxophone in 5th grade. I go to a very populated school district. There's like 4,000 kids in every class. It's kind of insane. It looks like an absolute college campus because there's like 16 schools all on one campus. So the everything you do is super competitive, whether it's music, sports, anything. You're fighting for your spot because there's hundreds of other kids there. So I'm talking 5th grade, there are like 300 kids auditioning to get into the saxophone program, and they only take 5 of them.
Ooh, damn.
Luckily, the kid down the street, well, not the kid, he was a senior at the time that I was in 5th grade. We knew someone who lived in my relative development, grew up down the street from him. I had an older cousin that came to live with us. He became friends with this dude, which is how I met him. Very, very lucky. He was a senior playing for the top end jazz band at the school that I was going to. So he was able to give me private lessons for a year previous to auditioning to be one of those 5 kids. So at that point, that kind of solidified my career as a saxophone player. I took it very seriously from that point forward. Since 5th grade, I'm talking if your school starts at 7 a.m., I was showing up at 6 a.m. because I had period 0 of jazz band. And then I had concert and symphonic band all day. Those 2 periods, I don't have a study hall because I'm taking a second band. Like, I was the band nerd for sure. But I was really closet about it. I was embarrassed about it going to high school because it's like, I was this skater kid who had like 2 black belts, and I like wanted to be the cool popular kid, and I knew band wouldn't make me cool. Now that like I'm older, playing instruments are super cool, which is why I embrace it.
Yeah.
But when you're in high school, man, that's not the case. You would get bullied because you were going to band 3 periods a day. I didn't tell my friends that I would show up at 6 a.m. to go to jazz band. Like I kept that shit a secret, dude.
Oh man, like to be young, right? Like,
I wish
back,
I knew what I knew back then.
Yeah, right. Looking back at some of the stuff that you thought was like so uncool, kind of like moving forward to today, it's like, wow, I could have, like that wasn't uncool. I should have just embraced it.
I wish I did, man, because I probably would have went to college for music straight out of high school if I wasn't a closet band nerd. I would have embraced it, and I would have went to college straight after. Instead, it took me 5 years to realize that this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, kind of like there's the pros and cons. Like as kind of you mentioned earlier, you decided to go back to school 5 years later when you were 25, and at that moment, it's like you went back because you wanted to, and so that means you were absorbing every bit of information that you possibly could from those lessons.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see, I'm looking at the chat. Let's see, Stoic says, I used to use the OP1 synth, and then he said to check out the Power Glove MIDI controller.
The Power Glove MIDI controller. All right, let me check that out.
Yeah.
I googled the APC40, and I realized now that's the Akai version of what I have.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Let me Google this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, this dude's sending me some Tron vibes. What is this? I need some explanation.
Bro, my boy Stoic, he was at the moment he's going to school for game development. He's like working with Maya and Unreal Engine 5 and shit like that. Like, really proud of him. When I met him, he would do some like some drone NFT art and stuff like that. Like, he would do drone photography and then take it to the Web3 world, make it an NFT and kind of give them out to his friends.
Okay.
Yeah, Stoic is a dope dude. I love Stoic. And
that's really cool, actually.
So, okay. One of my questions was, would you consider yourself a music lover? I think you had already like answered that one. So I guess I could do my follow-up question to that one, which is like, in your memory at least, how far back would you say your love for music goes?
Oh shit, dude. I mean, since day one. I guess I hate to just be so cliche with it, but I really come from such a music-oriented family. When when my when my boomer family gets together, they're sitting around a piano. Like at Christmas time, my mother or my grandmother is playing piano. My uncle is playing flute, and then like three other people are singing, and we're like Christmas caroling in the living room. Like that's the kind of family that I come from. Everyone is really music oriented, so it was just expected that you even if you don't make a career out of it, which almost half my family has done, um, it's still something that you do as a hobby. It's something you pursue. It's expected. So it's always been there since day one, just because it had to be. But I have always found my own course with music, even really early on, which I thought was super important. I always was listening to rather heavy and alternative, like rock and metal when I was really young. Something that was really different from my family. It wasn't like I was listening to jazz and classical music my entire life. I had a pretty much strict rock and metal upbringing on my own accord, which was really interesting. Did a little bit of a rap and metal kick for a bit because that was the friends that I was hanging out with. That was just the vibe that high school was for a bit. So I embraced that for a little bit. Once I went to my first festival, I just embraced the EDM life, went really hard at the house and bass thing. Once I started DJing IRL, it's like back to the pop and hip hop thing. So it's just like, I feel like my entire life I've just been all back and forth throughout the entire spectrum of all the types of music you could possibly be listening to. And I genuinely enjoy every aspect of all music. And it's so tough because it's such a awful cliche answer to just say I love everything. So I had to go on that long-winded explanation to try and make it not cliche, but essentially that's what I'm saying. I really do love and enjoy every aspect of music and always have since I was really young.
That's awesome. Like, to have that family, that musically oriented family. Who would you say in your family had the greatest impact on you to kind of continue on the path with music, DJing, just overall loving
Oh man,
music?
what an awesome question. What an awesome question. All right, so we're gonna come in two parts with this question as well.
Yes, sir.
Initially, it was my grandmother.
Oh.
My grandmother has. So my mother was very, 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 very young when she had me. While she has been an amazing mother to me, she's done so much. My grandmother has also been an equal figure to me. I respected her the same way I did my mother, and she was one of the most advanced pianists you could possibly imagine. She's incredible. She grew up going to church and playing the organ at like 12, 13 years old and did that for like 40 years. She was like the church organist. And her mother was like super strict with her going to lessons every week. Like, she has to play piano like a certain amount of hours per day. Like, she's old school. That's my grandmother. So you can imagine like back then, you know how it was.
Yep.
She's extremely gifted. It's amazing to watch her play. She will bring me to tears. It's amazing.
Oh man.
So I wanted to become a musician that would impress her, but on my own accord. Like when I became older and I started really playing saxophone hard, she was my inspiration. I want to be a musician, a self-influenced musician without the pressure of parents to prove to her that I really love this, if that makes sense.
I mean, totally makes sense.
But
and big shout out to grandma.
yeah, big shout out to grandma because she also, when I decided I wanted to go back to school for music at 25, it's a pretty rigorous audition to get into music school. If you want to go to music school for anything, you have to audition on an instrument, and that audition like takes over a year of prep for any average individual. It's like a pretty rigorous audition to get into any music school. And I had not played saxophone for like 5 or 6 years. And when I told her, like, hey, I've been doing pretty well financially off DJing on stream for the past year, I think this is the career I want to pursue. And I think going to music school will be the next step. But that would mean that I need to get back into like taking lessons so I can prep for the audition. And I also need to upgrade from like an intermediate saxophone that I played back in high school to a professional grade instrument, because college will not accept you unless you have a professional grade instrument. And at that point, you're talking like a few $1,000s. And she did me a huge favor. Like she really hooked up the dream right there with that. So big shout out to Graham, not only for being a major musical inspiration, but for also supporting me throughout my entire dream. It's been without a doubt, she is the biggest factor to why I am here. It's been a blessing.
And
But
that
to answer the second part of that question, my sister is why I am still now doing this. Because my sister is going to be someone vocally, and I want to be there to support her when she needs it. I want to be good enough at music production. I want to be good enough at vocal production. I want to be the audio engineer that she needs when she's ready for it. Because my youngest sister has a 1 in a million voice at the age of 16. She's absolutely gifted. The amount of gigs that she has blows me out of the water, and she's very young. So I need to be there for her when she needs it. That's my ultimate goal right now, for sure. That's my
Hey,
inspiration.
shout out, sis. Dude, that is awesome. And I mean, thank you for sharing that. Talking about grandma, like it's very
Yep.
important for an individual to have that person that will support, your dream, what you want to do. Like with like no questions asked. It's like a matter of
Yeah,
like,
dude, it is.
it's like like the main question is mainly, will this make you happy? And from there you continue.
Oh man, that's so wholesome, because that actually is, yeah, when you have that person that is not just telling you go to school to be a computer engineer,
Hmm.
go make your money. If they're willing to accept your answer of like, Graham, this makes me happy, I really want to do this. All right, like I'll support you however I can. Like that's an absolute blessing that I think every person should have. That is just, yeah, I'm beyond lucky
Hmm.
for sure.
And as far as little sis goes, like, hey, get her on the metaverse. We have so many stages she can sing on, like whenever she's ready.
Dude, so yeah, she's still really young. She's going through that teenage stage right now, to where I feel like the more that I pressure her about music, the more she pushes away from it.
I
She's been singing since she was so young, and I feel like she's at that point where she needs a break. I think that there will be a point when she hits her younger 20s, when she realizes like, oh wait, I do have a career in this, and she'll start to take it seriously. At that point, I need to be there and ready for her.
hmm
But right now, I realized very early on that the more I pressure her, the less she seems interested. So then I tried to tell the rest of my family the same thing. Stop pressuring her. Let her do her own thing. She'll come to terms with this eventually. Because all of us knew her talent very early on, and all of us have been pressuring her since she was a very young girl, which is why she's had the gigs she's had and the career she has at the age that she has.
hmm
But I think it comes to a point where she just wants to live a normal teenage life for a little bit, and I think we have to let her do that. And ultimately, I think that I've come to terms the past like year or two that the best thing I can do is continue to hone my craft of manipulating vocals, audio engineering, and production. That way, in a few years, when she's ready to take this seriously, I'm there for her.
Man, I love that. And in the words of Unknower in the chat, solid big brother move.
Oh man, I mean, you gotta be there for the family.
Yep.
Even whether if it's blood or if it's your homie family, you gotta be there for the fam.
100%. So, let's see. Man, I already see that we've probably been sitting in this chat for like the last hour so far. Holy crap, time flies when you're having fun.
Dude, has it actually already been an hour? That's crazy.
Yeah, right?
That's
Um,
kind of sad. I am having fun. You're a vibe, man. You got me talking. Like you're an amazing interviewer. I gotta pause and say that.
no, thank
I
you.
was worried about not being able to have shit to talk about, but you got me talking. You're an amazing interviewer.
Thank you. I mean, the interviewer can be can only be as amazing as the guest they're interviewing. So hey, shout out to you, dude. Like you were telling me you had nothing to say, but here we are. Like, um,
I just need talking points, man. I need talking points, and you got it. So thank you. You
so
made this fun.
so how long have you been streaming?
Oh, I actually, I wish I had a way to confirm this. I actually don't know to a T, and I probably should. Um, I think it's somewhere 5 to 6 years.
5 to 6 years, 2018, 2017, around there.
Yeah, I. That's how long I've been DJing for, not streaming.
Okay.
Um, if we're talking about streaming, I could go on a huge kick that I'm not even sure. This is like so unrelated to like my DJ and like what people really know me as. But so back when I was a teenager, I was super into playing WoW, and I'm talking like I was a kid that would I wouldn't go on lunch. I would go to the library instead in order to do my homework that I got through the first half of the day.
Oh,
And then I'm doing my second half of the homework on the bus ride home. That way, when I get home, I can throw my backpack off and play WoW for 12 hours, get 2 hours of sleep, and then go to school and do it all again. And I did that for like 4 or 5 years. I played WoW religiously for 12 hours a day while going to school. Back in high school. I had a pretty extensive WoW career. I hit rank 1 like 3 seasons. I have like 8 Glad titles with being top 500 8 seasons in a row. I like did nothing but play WoW my entire life. So when I found out that Xfire had come out, I took advantage of it since day one. I remember being back on Xfire when I was 15 years old. I had gone to my grandparents, again, shout out grandma, at 15 years old, me trying to explain to her that, hey, I am hitting rank 1 in this game that has 10 million subscribers for 3 seasons in a row. I think I have a career to like try streaming and see, like, I think I can get a lot of viewers and maybe eventually make something out of this. Can you give me $1,500 to try and build the computer? I'm 15 years old. I'm looking at Newegg tutorial. I get my computer built. I start streaming on Xfire. Shit was really good for a while. Xfire turns into Justin TV, and I'm still going. It did die down a little bit, kind of similar to my DJ career now, where I had a peak and it kind of fell off. Eventually, WoW makes some really bad updates to the class that I play, and I'm struggling really hard. I don't want to play any other. If anyone plays WoW, I played a Resto Druid as a main, and I ulted a Disc Priest and a Resto Shaman. I was a rank 1 Resto Druid for 3 seasons, and eventually they gutted Resto Druids, so I lost interest in the game. I played a Disc Priest and hit pretty high rating on that priest just to prove that Resto Druids were so bad, but I was so frustrated I ended up quitting. I quit streaming, I quit playing the game, and I stopped really any content creation or streaming for almost 8-9 years until I found DJing later in my life. And now here we are on a completely fresh channel pursuing something completely different. But I still had that gaming channel that I consider going back to every now and then when I really miss playing games, because I don't really have much time to do it.
Oh, I bet. With the baby keeping you entertained nowadays.
Yeah, I would feel. I know people. I probably could do it. I mean, my baby is luckily super independent, but if I'm sitting here like playing games for 10 hours a day while my baby's sitting in the living room watching like Miss Rachel, I would feel really guilty. I'd rather be out there engaging my baby. I want to be Miss Rachel for my baby. I don't want her watching YouTube. I want to be the dad, you know.
Totally. Uh, yeah, in chats in both Decentraland and in Twitch, I'm like seeing WoW is an addiction or WoW is life. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of friends that relate.
Yeah, man. I could even go on. I just went on that spiel today with my homie Jake that I've brought up like twice already. He works 2 jobs, so he's grinding. He works like 70-hour weeks. He has very little free time, so that little free time he likes to chill and play some RuneScape. I'm also a very avid RuneScape player. I have a max account on RuneScape 3. I have a maxed account on old school RuneScape. I've put 10,000 hours into both those games as well as World of Warcraft. So now you get to understand how hard of a gamer I've been my entire life.
Totally.
But I haven't logged into RuneScape for over a year. I have kicked that addiction and I'm very proud to do so. And I now preach that RuneScape will ruin your life. You will start neglecting things that are important because all you want to do is play RuneScape.
Now that is a fact because even to this day, like my roommate plays RuneScape still, and and to this day, I just still see so many people playing RuneScape and also so much development from back even when I last logged in, which was like around 2012 or so.
Yeah, I can. Dude, don't even get me talking in RS because I'll get really passionate like that. I don't think you couldn't get me talking more passionate about a topic than RuneScape. I've been playing that game my entire life, and when people start to, nah, don't even get me, dude, don't get me going on the things that I talked about earlier about the way they're taking that game and how I hate every update that's happened since God Wars Dungeon being released. You'll get me on preaching.
Oh man. Okay, so you started your Twitch career very early on, and then kind of just kind of stopped for about 8 years, and then came back for DJing. Um, that actually even answered another one of my questions that I had, which was like, were you always a DJ, or did you transition into DJing? Just out of curiosity, what was your name before DJ Sorry?
Butter. So originally, there's probably a 0.005% chance that anyone played on my specific World of Warcraft server. You would have known me from playing on BG11 or playing on Bronzebeard. My name was Juicebox Cutie for about a year, and then I very quickly changed to Butter Cutie, and that was what I ran with. My name was Butter for like those 2 or 3 years that I was streaming on Xfire and Justin TV for 16 hours a day because I didn't have anything better to do with my life.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I feel like that name kind of even matches like kind of my current name. My gaming name never left me, as you can see. I'm SinfulMeatStick.
Yeah, where did that come from? I'm sure
Oh.
everyone here has heard that. Is that a story you don't want to tell?
Oh no, of course I can tell. It just dates back to my gaming days. Call of Duty 4, like back in like 2007, 2008. Me and my friends like kind of formed like the Sinful Meat clan, and and then, from there was like Sinful Meat Sack, Sinful Meat Pie, Sinful Meat, Sinful Meatballs, and then me, Sinful Meat Stick. Like we thought we were so funny and shit. I kind of still think I'm pretty funny because of my name, but whatever. Uh, and so then yeah, that kind of was like my name for a while, like online, and then kind of like after Modern Warfare 2 or so, like I went away from the name a little bit, and every single one of my names were like lame as fuck after. so so then like then later like in 2018 or so, yeah, 2018, I started streaming again, and kind of I started with video games, Call of Duty once again, and so then from there I kind of said to myself, let's bring SinfulMeatStick back. And yeah, one thing led to another. Eventually, I crash landed in the metaverse as SinfulMeatStick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta, yo, Cammy, I'm typing to you. Add me in RuneScape. I haven't played in a long time, and I know I just said it's a addiction that no one should really be involved with, but I will definitely be about to try out the new skill, without question. Add me up, we'll do it up.
Let's go. Oh, and hey, Cammy, it's been a while. So nice to see you tonight. Oh, that's awesome. We making friends like in multiple planes of virtual worlds here today.
So On your COD, you want to go on a gaming topic? Can I have some COD questions?
Of course, yeah. Go ahead.
What is you said COD 4, and that's interesting to me because I feel like every Call of Duty conversation I get into, uh it's super rare to find someone interested in Call of Duty 4, and that's the only game that I'm interested in. I played Call of Duty 4 back in high school, OD. That was the only time I ever quit World of Warcraft was to play Call of Duty. Because every person in my middle school was playing the original Call of Duty 4. It was life. You would throw your backpack off, get on Xbox 360,
Yep.
and there were like 17 different max parties you could join of all your homies from school. Everyone played that game.
Yep.
It was insane. So then when the remastered version came out on PS4,
It blew the
like
fuck up.
I went, oh dude, I hit 20th prestige. I was playing, I couldn't get off the game. It was the biggest nostalgia kick to the best years of my life. Call of Duty 4 is like one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Yes.
And I know that sounds really weird to say, but dude, I love that game so much. And although I'm a RuneScape and a WoW gamer, I do have that FPS side. I love COD 4, and that's the only FPS I like.
Dude, COD 4 like has been a gem within video games. COD 4.
I agree.
COD around the time it's like when Halo 3, COD 4 came out, and like it was like around the time when games had like transitioned from, you know, single player game to multiplayer and online lobbies, like not when it transitioned, but when it started getting really popular because of those games.
Dude, I mean, how old? Can I ask how old you are?
I am 28 years old. I actually
Yeah, we're the same age then. So we're talking like we're talking our sixth grade, 6th to 8th grade when like COD 4 was the shit. And then, you know, like fucking Modern Warfare 2 and COD 5 start coming out, and I know we probably both played those for a little bit. If we're the same age, COD 4 was our peak.
Yep.
That was the vibe. Dude,
Yep.
I love this.
That's why
You understand where I'm coming from.
I complain about video games nowadays so much because they just try to add so much bullshit to it.
Yeah,
When like literally Call of Duty 4 was simple enough, like it had its complexities kind of, but it was simple enough that, like, you know, you could grasp the concept. There wasn't too much bullshit that can kill you randomly,
dude,
or
trust
whatever.
me, COD 4, the original, so the remastered version, they patched pretty much 99% of the bullshit. The original Xbox 360 version, there was a lot of bullshit. I remember I was such a nerd, dude. I used to spend hours back in like lobbies with my friends, just like trying to figure out how to hack maps and shit,
Mm-hmm.
how to get like,
Yep.
you would you would do game battles and the round would
Game
spawn.
battles.
You would quickly run to the back of the map and throw some illegal grenade, and 90% of the time you would get away with it and make mad money at like 16 years old.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
just that game was savage. It was absolutely savage. The remastered version was so much better. They fixed a lot of the bullshit. But that game was tough back when we were in middle school, dude. It was a dog eat dog world, and if you weren't willing to fight for your rights back in the COD 4 game battles lobbies, man, you were getting dominated.
Yeah, dude, the man, you said game battles. You're bringing me back to good times. I mean, in COD at least, I was like doing enough game battles with my team that I was kind of like reaching, or if not considered, like kind of like in the semi-pro status, like getting paid small amounts to play video games.
That's super cool, dude.
Yeah, that's how committed I was. Dude, do you remember
Holy
what
shit.
was the map? Crossroad, when you could like
The one with the
spawn.
bus and
Yeah,
the long path. Yeah.
there's like
Crossfire. Crossfire.
Crossfire. There was a one side where you could like where you spawn and you just like sprint to this wall in this corner and just
That
chuck
was
a
the map I
grenade.
was talking about,
Okay.
dude. How if you spawn at the bottom side of the hill, you can run straight back, do the washer jump, and throw a spawn nade that would hit everyone running into the bus. It was super illegal,
It
but
was
I used
so
to do
funny.
it every game battles, and no one would ever catch me.
Oh, that was illegal because I'd be doing that every game.
Yeah, you couldn't jump. You couldn't do that washer jump, dude. That was a glitch.
Oh
It
Lord.
was part of the game for us because we were little kids and we were all little hackers.
Oh, oops. Oh God. No, well, that's a fun fact to learn about like 15 years later.
Yeah, I
Uh,
definitely did get. I got a few strikes for that, but it was like a super small percentage that people would actually catch me.
Worth it.
For sure. I mean, yeah, back when I was 16 and I didn't have a job, that was the income in order to go to. I wanted to go to midnight bowling with my homies, and I wanted to buy some pizza and food and bring my girl with me. Like I'm making that money from game battles back then for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get a job until I was 18.
Yep. Video games have been kind to us then in that case.
Yeah, dude, that makes me feel. I mean, even I haven't reminisced on some of these things for a very long time. That makes me realize how absolutely blessed I have. I've not even just now, but how I've been my entire life. Even back when I was 15, 16, 17, I was making money off fucking Justin TV in order to pay for my dates at midnight bowling. That's crazy. What the heck?
Uh,
Shout out, dude. That's wild.
yeah, I'm just like over here just taking a moment. Let's see, then taking a look at some chats
We
here.
got time to go smoke up?
Of course.
Hell yeah, dude. Cheers to all the homies. Thank you for hanging out. If you're
Cheers.
smoking, go pack up a bowl.
Let's do it. I'll even join you on my end over here. Please excuse these moments of silence. We are purifying the room, the area, the stream. uh, oh man, now I'm getting ideas. Like in moments like these, I should just like have like a commercial scene where I could like just highlight all of our sponsors up at the top and just, you know, have a one long video running about all of you. Brandon, 13 if you're still here. Cheers. Yo, is that fucking Dogman in the building? I just saw Dogman trot right by in his mech. It's very nice to see you tonight, Cammy. Father Finn, good to see you. Hugh Pow, David, Mr. CJ Trex. If anyone would like to ask Sorry any questions, you are more than welcome to join the Beyond the NFTs live stage here in the CBD Discord. Just raise your hand and we'll get you up and you can ask your question live or even drop it in the chat and one of us will read it off. Oh, sorry, I had to mute myself there, everyone. I was dying from coughing. Let's see, who else is in the building? We got Dixon. We have Masca. 1010. Of course, we got Zesty Beam in the building. Siren. We all love Siren. Oh, there's Oddjob. What up, Oddjob? I see Oddjob needs a stripper pole installed as well.
Hey, yo, what?
Yeah, so So
I came back at a
at an awkward moment. Yeah, so like in Decentraland we can kind of like, if you're a creator that knows how to do like stop motion, you can make emotes. And so then I'm not sure who, but I think it's one of my friends made a stripper emote, and so so I'm just watching them right now just twirl round and round.
hell yeah.
I don't know if you see them in my shared screen. It's at the top.
Oh, let me get that open.
You got to get him a pole.
Now you do, without question, without question. See, that's like a really cool difference in itself. Even like bringing back one of the earlier conversations, like the difference between VR chat and Decentraland. It's a raw skill to learn how to pole dance for sure. It's really complicated. You have to be super physically fit. Imagine holding yourself from a pole from your legs, and then having to 30 seconds later, after exhausting your body, like, if you go and do 10 push-ups right now,
Yeah, right.
realize how hard it is to do a second set of 10 push-ups. So these people are working out their body for minutes at a time, not getting exhausted, displaying major leg strength, displaying major arm strength. Pole dancing is, I know it's like it's kind of a degenerate thing when it comes to like, when you think of like a strip club, but pole dancing in itself, in terms of the artistic ability, it's amazing. It's intriguing as hell.
It takes
It's
so much
wild.
strength and balance.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
When you remove the strip club orientation, when you look at pole dancing in itself as a raw artistic, like people pole dance clothed. You don't have to be in a strip club to witness that. It's not about that. It's insane. It's wild. But you can really extend that same artistic ability to people that are able to develop animations in Blender and Unity and make these raw performances live into an animated 3D environment. Like, that shit's crazy too, dude. What the?
Yep. Yeah, and even so, I just looked in chat, and Billy T Coin is saying that Oddjob actually made the emote, the the pole dancing emote. He's pretty good at doing his emotes, I must say. He made one of my favorites, which is this one, like kind of like a Running Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, but definitely check out Oddjob if you ever want a DJ Sorry emote on Decentraland.
I mean, I need a lot of. I'm From my understanding, I don't think it would be much different importing anything into Decentraland than it would be VR chat. So I could use them in both places if I find someone to.
I mean, kind of. Decentraland has like its certain limitations that kind of are extra steps. So I guess it would depend on what it is, and if it's within like triangle limitations or whatever it may be. That might depend on whether you'll be able to import it, but at least if you have like a
Do you
file.
mean polygons? Is that the same thing or no?
I think for all my smart people in chat, there's two things, right? It's either setting your asset in triangles or polygons, correct? Or are triangles polygons?
VR chat does allow you to upload past the polygon limit, but your avatar is like advertised to everyone else's like a very poor quality avatar.
Damn.
And
do you like
if you're, I mean, no, if I'm streaming, I have very poor avatars blocked because I can't have you lagging my computer while I'm streaming. So that's like you kind of have the freedom to do what you want, but you don't at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, if you're trying to join a club that has 100 people in it, there's a bouncer checking you at the entrance who's not gonna let you in if you have a poor avatar.
What?
So.
What? The
Yeah,
outrage.
I mean, you can't be lagging everyone else. You can't be lagging everyone else.
Wow, it's okay.
Especially.
I love it.
Yeah, essentially you have to make sure that I think what you're talking like triangles, like your polygons have to be under a certain limit to make sure that like it's in the respectable limit to not lag anyone else.
I see. Okay, Billy gave me a long response, and that dab hit me extra hard. So, I guess just to summarize it with my high ass,
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I was
tries
gonna try, but let's hear it, man.
tries are commonly referred to in the game engine conversion, and polygon is a loose term for a surface area confined by edges. I don't get it. Isn't a triangle an edge? Maybe I should continue reading.
See, I'm also high and a little drunk, but it sounds like they're the same thing.
Sounds like they're the same thing. Unless Oddjob comes in here and says, no, Simple, they're not.
Okay, no, that makes more sense. Thank you for the summary. Read the summary. That makes sense.
Okay, I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So Decentraland is actually rather different, and I guess that would boil down to the difference between being like an actual PC 3D engine and not relating to VR. That has to be extremely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know anything about coding, so I'm speaking out my ass, but I feel like that would have to be different.
Yeah, I mean, even me from speaking out my ass and meeting the actual like people holding positions in Decentraland, according to them, it's very hard because they're just like basically just building as they go, in a sense. They're the ones like making the developments like in this, at least for now, or at least back in November. Now it's probably 6 months later, 8 months later. Who knows what has changed?
So I had two notes on my notepad that I've wanted to make sure that we touched on. And this is a perfect segue into one of them that I want to delve into. What kind of worlds are these people developing? I'm from VR. I've been playing. I got 9,000 hours logged on my Steam account in VR chat. I guess 90% of that is probably just DJing. But for the first 1 or 2 years I found VR chat, the reason I even started DJing there in the first place is because it was interesting. You know, you don't show up into VR chat and then just be like, I'm gonna play VR chat because I want to be a DJ. You find VR chat, you find it interesting, and then you become a DJ. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So VR chat was interesting for a very long time, to the point where I was playing like 12 hours a day, like sleeping in VR chat for a little bit. Like, it was a super intriguing atmosphere for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you lose interest in it. You surf all the worlds that there are to surf. You get all the experience, and you get bored. You move on. Fine. But what kind of like one-off experiences does this place have to offer that's like different or unique from this?
Okay, like if we're comparing it to just like VR chat or anything, I guess Second Life doesn't come in this because they have their own currency.
See, you can even explain, you can compare it to Second Life. I don't have a ton of Second Life experience. I've actually never played that game once, but I do know a little bit about it just based off of being online for a long time. So.
I guess the main differences that I can personally point out are the fact that this is all built on a blockchain. As far as Decentraland goes, it's built on the Ethereum blockchain, which is like, you know, for the world, it's new and emerging technology. And this was the first metaverse platform to be built on the Ethereum blockchain.
Fuck, can I stop you and interrupt you really quick? I hate to be that dude.
No worries, go ahead.
I wanted to delve into the crypto space after, but before we get there, because that's gonna be a crazy long conversation that I really want to delve deep into. So before I start asking questions on any of the crypto stuff, like in terms of like what can you play, like what are the raw, if I download Decentraland for the first time ever, I've never played this game before, what kind of experiences can I expect to have? Can I play mini golf? Can I come to clubs like this and type to people in chat? Can I like what? My mind is actually limited. I don't know what kind of experiences I could have here. What is there to do in this game if I'm a new player I've never played the game before?
So as far as Decentraland alone goes, it's I see it as a social platform. You know, something kind of like social media, but in 3D. Oh, we have Brandon coming up to speak. Brandon, don't you pull your hand down. Don't get shy on me now. You've never
No,
been
I
shy
love.
before.
I'm trying to ask general questions so people can like chime in. What is there to do? Hook me
Hi,
up.
Of
Yeah,
course.
nice to meet you, Brendan.
nice to
What
meet
up,
you.
dude?
So basically, I think of Decentraland as another phone, kind of, where each parcel can be an app that you just go in, do your 20 minutes, do your shit, and then get out. Go to the next one, you're bored, whatever, boom.
Parcel meaning world.
Parcel
More
meaning like, right
land.
now we're on land, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
So then you have all of your mini games, Broomwade, Putt Putt, all the stuff you want to go play, and then you do all that stuff. Boom. Then you look on the popular places tab and see where all the people are, and all of a sudden you see there's a party at Baby Dolls. You go to Baby Dolls and you end up seeing this interview of a dope ass DJ. You know, with all these people just
Oh,
chilling.
come on, man. I'd be tripping.
So yeah, it's base. I think of it literally as a another phone, basically, with just a whole world.
No,
in
I
it.
see what you're saying. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying for sure. I guess I'm asking actually from just like a raw engineering aspect. Like I'm not even sure. I'm such a noob to the Decentraland that I'm not even sure what this game is capable. If I was to try and go play some like gaming experiences socially, like what if like in VR chat there's like a bunch of like shooting games that you can play with people, whether you're in desktop or VR. There's like disc games and beer pong and you know, there's a bunch of different shit you can play. Does this game offer the same type of experiences?
Yeah, right now you can go to one that comes to mind is Vroomway. You can go there and race. Like there's tracks you can race, and there's different game modes you can race through.
Dude, that's super cool. Okay,
And
see, awesome.
poker, you got different poker modes. There's just central games, ice poker. There's the Holy Ones has like roulette and blackjack. Um, but there is an actual putt putt and pool games as well. And honestly, Decentraland is a perfect place if you're learning like basic TypeScript or like coding and you want to practice those skills in a 3D environment. That's what they need to market Decentraland for, because it's the perfect place to just write some basic script and see a cube move in Decentraland and then build from there.
Okay, see, that's you're talking way above my knowledge at that point. I mean, I understand super layman's terms what you're talking, but nah, I get it. You're talking raw developer stuff. It's way above my simplistic mind.
Yeah, so and you also kind of have to consider it's like we do have our mini games, but it's like with this aesthetic kind of so it's like this version's you know, or this artworks version of mini golf. And what else? Was there
I think it could be cool though because that was actually I remember the first time ever playing for you guys ever. I logged into the game. You were helping me get logged in, and then I just kind of jumped around the hub, trying to feel out how quality the engine was. Is this like some cheap Roblox or is this like a real game? The engine felt clean to the point where I could tell you could make some really fun mini games in here, which is why I'm wondering now that I'm finding out that you could kind of develop from Unity in the same way that you can VR chat. Like now I'm imagining that there are tons of fun mini games that I couldn't even imagine. Just the same way that there is in VR chats, where if I was coming in here not as a DJ, not as a interviewee, but to come here to spend some free time, I could find some really cool people in some really fun worlds to play like a mini game with. And that to me is like what brings people to the platform initially, and then you hone them in with stuff like this to stay long term.
Yep.
It's really important to have the intro stage, I think.
Yeah, and so like even want to like point out right now like there's something called Game Jam going on, which is kind of like Decentraland's game competition. It'll just ask developers like, "Hey, make a game with this theme and whatever, and winners get prizes. And so currently, like, one that I would like to actually check out would be, would I be allowed to check this out? Hey, Dogman, where's Dogman? Fuck.
Oh,
I think the ABC's jumped into Dogman's, right?
Yeah, they did at the end.
They did at the end. Okay, so it's showable. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna hop back down to the audience. Sorry, big fan. Love you, Sin. Have fun, guys. Bye.
I appreciate you.
Bye.
What a homie.
So it's a competition, kind of just encouraging builders to develop a game. You never know what may even come out of it, but the way that I see it is, like, not even the creators of Decentraland fully understand what Decentraland could do, or what you could do on Decentraland. So this is kind of like a good way to like have developers get engaged and kind of develop new things. Oh, look who's here, Tomato Hamster. Or
I mean, so that perfectly leads into like the next question that I had when we were talking here for like 10-15 minutes before we even started, and that was one of my first questions. As someone who only hears about crypto from one of my best friends who is like day trading, what is the crypto implication to Decentraland? What is, if you're a normal person who is here, like imagine my grandfather is hearing about crypto. He hears about Bitcoin and all, like, he's really not in the crypto space at all. Are you guys just not interested in engaging them? Or if you are, like, what is the pull to get these people interested in Decentraland and what you guys are doing?
To tell you the truth, at least like on my end, it's just being educated and have like educate them, being able to educate them, and just as far as Decentraland goes, you could get very, very simple with it. Like, instead of calling them calling these the clothing, like calling them NFTs, we could call them digital collectibles. For them, you don't necessarily even have to have a crypto wallet to enter Decentraland, because there's the section here that kind of says start on web experience, and then you could just sign in as a guest and let you on Decentraland.
Is that a new feature?
It's been around, but it's never worked better.
I thought the first time it was like I had to use, the first time I came here a few months ago, I think I had to use the wallet. So that's actually cool, because I'm 90% sure that's new to the last time that I came here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, possibly. Now, like, how is crypto implemented in Decentraland? I mean, we have this market.
And what are the long-term goals? That's my important question.
Ooh, I mean, that's a $1 million question there too.
Oh, is it?
Because to tell you the truth, like, there's so many variables to Decentraland. Like, for example, we have a DAO, and the DAO.
Was that my audio?
Oh.
I think you cut out for a minute. Can you repeat that?
From where? From what?
Like 5 seconds ago. One sentence.
Okay, that we have a DAO on Decentraland.
Yeah.
And the DAO is just basically like a fund of monies where where kind of the people go put up proposals, and the community decides on these proposals, whether yes or no or invalid question, and kind of like make changes that way. And then on the other hand, we have like the Decentraland Foundation, which has been kind of like the core team of the core development. Like, that's like where all most of the development comes from, like the back end, and like structurally like way above my pay grade, if I had a pay grade.
I feel you, dude. Same. So when your homie was in here, like, I understood everything he said up until like the last 30 seconds, and then he started to speak way beyond my pay grade, and I was like, oh no, man. Okay.
Tone it down. Yeah. So
you get this way more than I do.
so I kind of like there's always conversations in the DAO like Discord talking about like one end is always like we need to market better, and then the conversation starts and then it becomes one of those, it's like we first have to know our product and what we're trying to do, and then in order to push forward
Okay.
on marketing
I
at
get that.
least. So and
Yeah, so that's like that was my original question. Like I remember Ethereum really, really early on. I'm talking like when I was 16, like 12 years ago, when Bitcoin's starting to pop off. A few years later, we start hearing about Ethereum, and their whole push was like they wanted to sell the banks to make wire transfers and international bank transfers like way cheaper and way faster than what was currently available. That was a whole marketing scheme as like crypto. And then I start hearing about NFTs, and a lot of them do have implications, some of them don't, etc. So essentially, like I was just interested in like what the long-term goal was. Like if you had a dream, what would you want to come out of your crypto space here? What if Decentraland could do something with crypto to be beneficial for the rest of the world, that a service that the mainstream would pick up? Like what is am I too scatterbrained here with my points?
I mean,
I'm trying to hone in on a thought that I have here, and I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job of it.
the thing
But like, what is the implication to the product?
the thing is that like we are in a very like decentralized environment here. So the thing is that Decentraland can vary by user, like what they see in it. Because like if you're a landowner or a builder within the space, it's like you can make your vision.
Wait, can you explain that to me? I don't even know what being a landowner is. Like, what is that?
Owning the land, like let's say like
And that costs Ethereum to own a plot?
oh yeah, there's a whole marketplace to it, which kind of gets back to like how mana, I mean mana is the cryptocurrency of this world, and we buy our land in mana in the
Okay.
marketplace here, or we buy names,
Yeah.
buy wearables in mana. So like yeah, so this
Okay, so essentially the questions that I'm asking are kind of more delegated towards like asking the raw questions of what mana is about.
what is mana about? I mean, just to me at least, mana is the currency of this world. Like our dealings happen in mana.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, it's like the mana ecosystem, which in a way it's like creating.
Trying to Google a quick mana white page so I can get a quick briefing
Oh,
on
bro,
what the like,
yo,
original.
go to CoinMarketCap, you'll see a whole bunch of shit, like, and you'll be like, okay, I see you, mana. It looks
Yeah, I really
mana.
haven't done a lot. See, this is the kind of I wish I had done some research on like what I really don't know what mana's objective are, like what their white pages are. I don't know anything about this. I wish I had done some research because this is actually
Think
a whole universe here.
it's like
This is
mainly
super interesting.
like what the vision of the founder seems to be is like it's a world where anyone can create what they want. So in a way it's like they want to just be the platform and let the users bring their visions to life. If that makes sense.
I understand this a little bit more because see, if you had said this to me 2, 3 years ago, I would have said, "What's the point when you can do it for free?" But now I have learned with enough time that nothing is free. Even VR chat starts to cost money if you want to use like VR Palace or Expo or any of the third party to start developing any unique avatars. It ends up costing money.
Yep.
If you
Yeah,
want
everything.
if you want artists to come in and create you something raw, why not just make it really easily accessible for everyone, the artist and the consumer included, all on one platform? I actually agree with this wholeheartedly.
Yeah, so I mean it's kind
Look
of
at me now. I
it-
can't find an avatar creator.
it's kind of I feel like in the way where we are in like the Decentraland or in even like crypto, it's like we're in the Wild West. Like we're fucking around and
Yup.
finding out every fucking day, and just time will tell where like this space will head, whether like mainstream starts picking up on it and it becomes like a Web 2.5, or like we will truly be decentralized. Like who knows what the future brings. I always feel like no matter what happens
shit,
with
dude.
mainstream. Oh, did you see something
Mana's
nice?
intense.
Mana's fucking sick, dude. Like on paper.
Mana's the first crypto to ever be backed by U.S. taxes.
Yeah, bruh. I mean,
Is that correct? Am I reading this wrong? That's insane.
Is that on?
That's actually that means that this is here to stay.
That
That seems to me one of the most important things ever that I've ever read in any crypto space.
Another
That can't.
utility.
Am I reading this wrong?
Are you on CoinMarketCap?
Allcryptowhitepapers.com.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me.
I don't know what I'm gonna have to check a different link because that seems really extreme. There's no way Mana's backed by taxes. What the fuck?
I mean, backed by taxes. What does that even mean?
That's what I'm saying. What does that even mean?
Like, I know that Mana coming in like had a lot of heavy investors. See a few months ago. Oh no, that's something else.
I thought he was responding to me too. I was about to say, dude, what the hell? I'm about to.
So
All my savings going into Mana at that point. Are you kidding me?
there's people out there. I don't know if this will hold true. This is like a speculation on Mana, and like I'm no financial advice. Like this is just like what I heard people's thoughts.
I get enough of it from my friends, so don't worry, man. You can give me all the financial advice in the world, and I'd still be skeptical.
Yeah, exactly. You should be, as you should. Like Mana, another utility for Mana is having voting power in the DAO. So 1 mana equals 1 voting power in the DAO. So that gives you like the ability to have kind of like your stake and say within like our little like government structure called the DAO.
Can you break that down? Like, what does DAO stand for, and what exactly is that? Because I don't want to continue to talk about it if I don't fully understand it. What is DAO?
A DAO is okay. The definition of a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. I know by those 3 words you still don't know what it means. It's monies. It's a pool full of monies, and kind of well, not only a pool full of monies, but kind of like a way to make decisions within a community, like through having the voice of the people, or in this case, the voice that has voting power, a stake within Decentraland in their own sense, to like push either proposals or governance stuff. Meaning like let's say someone wanted to change the roads right now to like clouds, like they would like make a little proposal or a pitch in the DAO and then put it up, and then users will come in and vote on it.
Okay.
It's
no, that makes sense.
It's decentralized government, basically. It's the government we hate in real life, where we have no decisions.
Sometimes.
Well, here we have too many decisions.
Your explanation with the mix of Brandon's explanation in chat, the homeowners organization, but 2 websites, not 1 leader.
I love
select
that.
Group of leaders. Those 2 mixes, I fully understand now.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, leaders aren't really even leaders, or at least in my vision of what I think decentralized is the leader is just a servant that facilitates like what the community wants. Not like someone that is making the decisions and forcing them on to the rest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I ran for DAO committee today. I don't think it went too well, but yeah.
Oh no, why did not go well?
I don't know. Just whenever you feel like the imposter in the room.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of times super subjective.
But yeah.
I'm sure you did great, and that's all on you. Like you're being too hard on yourself, I'm sure.
Maybe. Hey, welcome.
Especially now that you're dabbed out. You're being hella hard on yourself. I'm sure you did great, bro. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Where's Brandon with his cheers? And I also want to welcome Doug NFT World. What's up, dude? We're just vibing and doing our Beyond the NFT, having a conversation with Sari. If you want to ask him any questions, feel free to request to come up to speak. Is Burger DAO a thing? I don't know, Ting Poco, but I need to find out if Burger DAO is a thing. So sorry. I have a hard question for you. Probably the hardest question of the night.
A hard question?
Yes.
Oh no. Alright. Everything's been softball, but I guess hit me with it.
What does community mean to you?
Well, I guess community is a slightly lighter word for family.
Yes.
Essentially, your community, if you're talking in streamer terms, a community is your family that is oriented towards your content. Essentially, yeah, a community is a super lighter word for family. You have your family in real life that you would say is your family. I would die by these people. I would do anything for them because they have reciprocated love and they show support in the same way that I do. I think streaming and making a community is super relatable in the way that as a content creator or as a leader of a community, you give it your all to give your community content and to show them entertainment and give them a good time. And very likewise, they do the same thing in the same way that when you make a community, those same people show up at least in my case, like with my community, I know that there's those 20 people that show up every stream. I look forward to seeing them. I know I see them every stream. It's been years. They still keep showing up. That's my family. That's my community. So yeah, it's a lighter word for family. The people that reciprocate the same amount of love, effort, and support that you give them, but kind of in a little bit of a lighter tense, I guess is the only way to explain that.
Yep. Man, that is a beautiful explanation of community, and you know, my sentiments are like I feel the same way about community. And as you were speaking, you know, I just couldn't help to look around and look at my family, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure you see a lot of these same faces every time you do any single events that you do, and that's your community, that's your family.
This is my family. You are all my family.
You give them content, you give them entertainment, and they offer their support, coming around and trying to make you more successful at whatever you do. And in a way, you're way more blessed for that. As a content creator, I speak in the same way.
Yep.
I got those people that show up every stream are so important to me, and they probably don't know that because I'm very bad at expressing that. But if any of you are here, any of those people that show up to my streams every stream, you know who you are. You mean the world. You don't know how important you are to me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Sinful would say the same thing to any of you guys here on the floor right now that show up every time.
Totally. And yeah, I mean, I've been kind of like just watching the streams go, and we've had even some of your community pop into Twitch. Brerag 29 or 219 popped in.
Yeah, dude, see? Bree's the homie, dude. He shows up every time. He shows up on the dance floor in VR chat. He shows up in Twitch chat. He's there every time I stream, whether it's during the day, no matter what day of the week it is. He's the definition of community.
Yeah, and you know, and these individuals are just there is no price tag. There's nothing that can like.
There's really not.
These individuals are so pure.
They're why
and
I keep doing what I do.
Yes, exactly. Why, you know.
Sometimes I have 5 people in my stream, but as long as I look at my stream bot and I know those 5 people in my stream are my homie, they're listening, they're engaged, like that's enough to keep me going. And that's all I need. I'm having fun in my room doing what I want as long as I know my 5 homies are here vibing with what I'm doing. That is so much better than going out to the club, having 500 people listening to my set and hating what I'm doing. It's so much better. It really is.
Yep. You know
I wish
the
they knew
ones.
how important that was to me, because I'm really bad at expressing that. But
Mm.
damn, Brie, if you're here, man, I love you. Thank you.
There's Bree dropping them hearts. And thank you for popping in, Bree. Really appreciate you.
Nah, for real, man. You're the homie. You're the homie.
That's
You and all the other fam, man. That's what community is. A lighthearted word for family.
I love it. That was my hard question, and you just like blew it out of the park. What the heck? I need to upgrade. Maybe maybe I need to start like using more corporate terms and stuff like that. In light of recent events.
You start asking me some political takes. I don't know. I'm not interested in that. But...
Hot take. Hot take.
I'm gonna just start pleading the fifth. You start asking me some real hard questions, I'm gonna start pleading the fifth.
On this date, at this time, where were you? Oh shit. So,
oh god.
like, I guess, bring it back to kind of the Twitch questions. Were, like, whenever you were starting Twitch, or, like, even restarting later on in life,
Yeah.
like, were there ever any moments of uncertainty, like, for you, where, like, you're just like,
Oh yeah,
"Man."
dude. I go through cycles of uncertainty every few months. I mean, even right now, I'm gonna be really open. I'm in a cycle of uncertainty without question, even right now. I go through cycles, like, I guess I'll just be completely transparent, because if you really cared, you could just look me up on any of these websites. And really, you could find my subscriber count on like hundreds of websites that delve into streamer info. So I guess there's no reason not to be transparent. A few months ago, I had like 600 subscribers. I was confident in my career, making enough money to support me and my family, doing well. That was 4 months ago, and now I'm down to like 80 subscribers, which is like a pretty, that's like low, one of the lowest I've ever had. Even like from the second I started this new Twitch channel, I was above that. And I've gotten down to this point a few times, but it's really cyclic. I'll go through going to this low point of being towards like 100 subs, and then go all the way up to being at a few hundred, and then go back down to being like, is this gonna support me for the rest of my life? Is this secure? Do I need to look for something else? And then a few months later, I'll be back up to an extreme amount of subs that make, like, it blows my mind to the point where I feel like what is happening right now is an impossible dream. There's no way this is happening. This can't hold, you know? So it goes back and forth to where I feel really successful as a streamer. And then I am really uncertain in my career, and I don't know if what I'm doing is the right move for I guess more importantly my family, but even just for me in general, is this the right move? It gets really tough for sure, being you know, that perfectly mid-tier streamer. I make enough, but just barely enough. It gets scary.
Yeah, totally. I know what you mean on like the cyclical part. And this kind of even matches with kind of I had Man of House on Music Matrix last night.
Okay.
Man of House is also a Twitch streamer with that, you know,
See a DJ?
Yes, he's a DJ.
Yeah, can you plug him in the chat so I can follow him, and anyone else? If any of my followers are here lurking, they like house as well. I'm a house DJ mainly.
Yeah.
Let's link him so me and anyone else can follow him.
House. Wait, is it House of Dance? Wait, I can't even remember his name. Man of House. Wow, I'm the dabs. The dabs, man. Yeah, he.
I only went and smoked a bowl out of a bong. You might have me go taking a dab in a minute, man.
Yeah, super dope. He gets up there with like Twitch viewership as well. Like, you know, his sets have I would say like somewhere between 70 to like 200 viewers.
Nah, he's way above me then. I only get that if I get a crazy raid.
Here, let me drop this in the Twitch chat. Man of House.
Hell yeah.
I just dropped his Twitch. Yeah, and him in last night's conversation, he had mentioned that like right now, like Twitch numbers are down, like in the music category. Like he's feeling it as well.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
and that kind of like leads back to even stuff that like I've heard community members say, that kind of like summers are rough because people are out, they're out
True.
exploring the world.
Yes.
They're not cooped up in their house because it's cold as fuck.
Well, I think COVID also expedited that.
Yes, greatly, greatly. Like,
My stream was popping off the most it ever had between gaming, DJing, anything. Like I could expect 100 viewers on a Saturday without a single raid on my own. Like 3, 4 years ago when COVID had first started, everyone was really into VR and everything was really expedited. So what you're saying is so true.
mm-hmm. So, but at least even like with the waves, like besides COVID, I guess going further, 21, 22, and now in 23, it's been a cycle where people are just stepping out, touching some grass.
Yeah.
So like
It's tough.
keep your head up there because like holiday season's coming, and usually like even for me, like I've always been a very very small time streamer, like very very small, and like winters are usually when even I get more subs myself. So
Yeah, true. I guess I really even haven't made that connection myself, but that for sure has to be true. But I guess ultimately these past 14 months since having a kid has made me really grounded and realizing that like this is supposed to be fun. If I'm not having fun streaming, if I'm not having fun DJing, then I might as well go back to working a regular job and making this my hobby again. That way it can be fun.
mm-hmm.
So I've tried to really hone in on like what makes this entertaining for me, and I try to embrace that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a work in progress, like being a content creator, being self-employed, and it all comes with its own baggage that is kind of hard to digest unless you've been in that boat. That's what I've come to terms with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. We just keep doing the thing and make sure that the thing is fun. Like
Yeah, essentially, community is family, and you got to keep putting up for your family. That's the motivation.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, like even for myself, like I'm having fun. Like this, like everything that I do, I'm very very fortunate and blessed by this community that they've allowed me to be me and do what I love, which is like having this conversation with you. Like I'm having fun.
Yeah, you're an interviewer.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're a journalist. That's what you're essentially like a cyber journalist.
Oh man, I love that.
That's why, like, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate you, and I've had a lot of fun because you're really good at what you do. You've made me really comfortable. You got me talking in ways that I thought I would never be talking. I thought I was gonna be shy and anxious, and you've gotten me to open up. That goes to show how good you are at interviewing for the second time, me getting on that. You have a career in journalism for sure, so pursue it, dude. You kill this. This has been awesome, and you got to continue to do this.
Oh well, I will try. Until the fuel tank.
You got to
runs
get some
out,
bigger people than me, though.
Bigger people than you? I mean,
You're shooting. You gotta shoot for the stars, dude. You gotta shoot for the stars.
So
you gotta get some big names on here.
So like the thing is, like, okay, as far as like shooting for the stars goes, like I have had some pretty like decent names on this show before. I don't like earlier today at DollHouse, Spotty Wi-Fi popped in. Spotty Wi-Fi is the first crypto punk rapper and on album release, he released an album called I'm Spotty. In 30 minutes, he sold out of that NFT and made a quarter
Oh, holy
million.
shit, dude! What?
Yes, he made a quarter
Okay.
million in 30 minutes. So, and I'm not spilling his business or anything like that. Like he'll
I'm sure it's
talk about it.
public. So
Yes.
again, it's the same thing as me spilling my business. If you really cared, you could do a quick Google search and find my numbers. So like, it's not me spilling business. It's the same thing for him.
Exactly. And I've had I've had the great pleasure of interviewing Burton Morris on this show before. He is an American pop artist. He okay, have you ever watched the show Friends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know that
It's my wife's favorite show.
Oh, she currently watches?
I have been forced to watch it back and forth about 17 times because she's watched it about a million times.
Well,
It's her favorite show. She has it on 24/7.
Whenever you are enjoying the show with her next time, okay, you know the cafe they like to hang out, the Central Cafe?
Yep.
Okay.
We have their menu in our fucking kitchen.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh, this is so perfect. You know the painting that's always behind them, and over the years it's switched to like either the Statue of Liberty or a gorilla or a coffee cup?
Now you're calling me out. I haven't paid attention. No, I did
Ooh.
not realize they're okay.
It's the biggest portrait in the background. You'll see it like in just about every single scene that
Okay.
Central Coffee or Central Cafe. He painted that, or painted those paintings like throughout all the years. He
You had me DJ that night.
No way. Oh yeah.
Yes. I was watching the interview before I started the DJ, and I remember going to Emily, and I was like, dude, Emily, the dude that I'm about to play for this group that is interviewing the person that painted shit on Friends. And she was geeking, and like, I remember this, dude.
Okay, yeah, now I remember because I did want to make
That's
that extra
crazy.
special, and so I reached out to you, and so, yeah, dude, wow.
What the hell is the chance that was the one night that I was here? What the hell?
Yep, you DJ'd. So
That was insane. Yeah, Emily was freaking out over that, and she did go back and pay attention. See, I don't really watch it. If we're sitting there watching Friends, I'm on my phone, bro. I'm like, I've already watched it 16 times. I don't care. I don't like it that much. I don't hate it. I enjoy it, but like I'm not a huge Friends fan. But there to watch it for an 18th time.
I enjoy the artwork in the back of the Central Cafe.
Now I have to pay attention. Yeah, that'll be my reason to rewatch, because she did pay attention and I haven't. I guess I gotta look.
So yeah, I've had some good friends come through, and but like the thing is,
You start DMing random celebrities on Twitter and Instagram, bro. You would be surprised the amount of response you get back.
Really? I mean, I'm sure I'll get a response, but from their agent telling me that it's $20K for them to show up.
Oh, well, yeah, for a large majority, but
yeah.
yeah.
So it's I don't know. I've been trying to pivot this show to kind of bring in individuals with communities and that understand what community is.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. I appreciate that. That's actually really cool. I really appreciate that, because yeah, I guess that goes to show what the outside perspective is of me, which is good to hear.
Yep, basically, yeah, I curated you. Well, that doesn't sound too right. That doesn't sound right, but
yeah, dude, chill. Yeah. Shout out to everyone in here. Sinful has been grooming me for the past 10 years.
Well, so yeah, I mean, we'll see what the future, the vision for this show is just, I want to elevate my friends. I want to elevate the people around me. So, as far as this show goes, I want to build something that is successful, where like, just being on the show could benefit my friends, or get them out there, get them seen. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too small and I need to be big.
No, see, that's something even we can get back into, like the first thing we talked about when I first joined originally. Like how much do you do outside of these streams to build your community?
I would say that most of my waking hours are me on Twitter or me on something on Discord doing some Decentraland or community thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's I saw a meme that I kind of related to like it was hilarious. It was like it said, I don't want to work. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. So I switched to Web3 and now I'm working 24/7. But it's like I'm having fun. I'm having fun. I love this.
Fair enough. I
It's,
guess I've struggled with that since day one of being a DJ. And I've been really, really blessed to I've met two people in real life who have kind of brought me on they piggybacked me. I met two very successful DJs in my area very early on, and they piggybacked me on anything they've ever done. If they get booked for a festival, they're making sure that the festival booked me as well. I was super blessed and super lucky to meet these two dudes who have essentially carried me on their back. But they moved 2-3 months ago, and ever since then, it's over at that point. Like I don't do a lot of networking on my own. I'm very bad at building my community. I'm very bad at like going out like on the weekends and like meeting DJs, meeting club owners. Essentially, like I went out, bought a few DJs some shots, had them over to do a stream because I got them to like commit to it all while they're drunk while I buy them some shots. and now they see, like, essentially I can convince them to like the style of DJing that I've kind of developed over the past few years to be it. They'll carry me on their coattails, but other than these like 2 or 3 people that I've really tried hard to network with, it's pretty stale outside that, which is why that in real life DJing has been tough, and it's all about the Twitch and bedroom DJing.
Yep.
But I think that it went to like going through that whole cycle really went to show that like the networking is super important, and I do a really awful job at it, because if I was an absolutely focused marketing network god, this would have been over a long time ago. I would have been spending less time streaming, focused more on creating shorts. I would have made a TikTok 4 years ago, and I still haven't even made a TikTok right now. I would have been doing YouTube shorts and Instagram shorts, and I would have been trying to clip up my YouTube VODs. I would have spent a few hours a day trying to make clips for my YouTube VODs and making mixes that are non-DMCA'd and all this stuff. But that's not what I want to do. All I want to do is DJ. I just want to have fun. I want to mix music. I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough balance. So how do you do it? How do you spend your free time just doing all this bullshit all the time?
Yeah.
Because I really struggle, dude. I struggle so hard.
It's I mean, going back, it's like I think about the people, the people around me, the community, like, you know, going back to even community, I think about them and how I could possibly connect this dot with this other dot, and, you know, something great can happen. It's mainly, I think about the people.
So essentially, you're just always trying to do the best for your community.
Yeah.
Like you look at that work as okay.
Yep. The thing is, I don't market myself. I'll be marketing Decentraland. I'll be out here marketing Decentraland.
Okay. That's actually a major key difference. Okay.
I don't. Yeah. And
can I pick your brain?
Go for it.
While it's getting quieter and while it's getting later in the night, let me pick your brain on some harder questions and some deeper topics.
Go for it. Yeah, I'm down.
What if you put all your heart and effort into, say you have an interview with a really big star coming up in 2 weeks. You put all your heart, you put all your love, you put all your effort into promoting this interview that you're really excited about because it's someone really famous. You need everyone to show up to show this famous person that you have a community that is interested in listening to him, etc. And then no one shows up. I know it's happened to you because it's happened to me.
It's happened to me.
Similar vibes. So essentially, how do you deal with that? Because those are the times when I'll disappear for a week or two because I'm ready to, like, shit like that really affects me, and I don't know how to move past it.
Yeah, I do totally understand like that part of that side of things, and to tell you the truth, it's one of those things where like at first you might feel some way, you might be down, but then you have to kind of remind yourself, like, you know, this is the internet, this is the you know, people have lives, there's other stuff happening, like it's possible, like, you know, just sometimes our friends can't be there, but that shouldn't
grounded and based.
yeah, and that shouldn't even be a reason to like not even perform as hard as you normally would if they were here, because like this, you know, since we're streaming, like everything's recorded. Like I'm currently recording this on Twitch, YouTube,
Yeah,
and
we're on the internet all the time.
exactly. So
Every time I get drunk, I'm on the internet, and I gotta be cautious more.
so it's like, you know, just I just make sure that I have this content so that my friends can enjoy later on, if anything.
Oh hell yeah.
And kind of like when it comes to like, it's like, you know, you may feel embarrassed because you were trying to show your guest that there is a community here, that you just have to be true to yourself and know in a way like who you are, and you know, kind of like, just, hey, this was unfortunate, I'm sorry, but like, it's like I do truly have people that will check this out, you know.
Yeah, essentially just like owning it. And
Mhm.
no, I feel you. Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah.
Damn. You're based, bro. You're based.
Yeah,
That's why you're a dope interviewer as well. You have to be able to, I guess, own it if it ever happens. Yeah.
you know, feelings are
See,
always
that ain't
there.
me though. That's why you're the interviewer. I appreciate you, bro. You're the homie. I hope. I'm sure they do at this point. If you got people pulling around, they understand how dope you are. But you're the absolute homie, bro. You really are. Not a lot of people could have kept me talking for as long as you have tonight. Like I'm genuinely having a fuck ton of fun. Talking to you has been dope. You're wild.
That's what
You get really good at this.
And I kind of even, I guess, to transition, like, dude, I totally think you should take one of your produced tracks, make a music NFT.
I'm embarrassed by all of them, bro.
No, don't be.
I only play my productions on stream if I'm really drunk and I have no filter. You wouldn't.
I seen
like,
you. Your nose is all red and shit. Like you're just like.
Oh,
leaning.
don't tell me that. Do I have signs? Do I have checkable signs?
I mean, as far as for me, because I've been.
I've never noticed.
I've been, I guess, around long enough to kind of like.
I'm about to start looking at my VODs. Does my nose actually get red? I haven't noticed that. That's really funny.
I think this was more like the first time I ever noticed was actually the first performance you did, like at DollHouse. I believe you had.
Yeah, I was nervous as fuck to play for you guys the first time. I definitely got wasted by the end of the night, and I was.
You were. it was great.
I was wasted the first night I played for you. I remember hitting you back up the next day, and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to get that drunk, and if my DJing turned to shit, like, bro, I didn't mean it. Like, I was just nervous, and I got really drunk, and oh fuck.
Oh no, man, this is Web3. This is like the degenerate like playground, dude. Do you really think a SinfulMeatStick would survive in the corporate world?
I'm sure we both tried and came to the conclusion we wouldn't, which is why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I was a manager at a Dave & Buster's for 5 years, bro. I decided if I wouldn't make it there for longer than another year before I'd self-delete. I had to find something else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I worked at like a Hyatt, like corporate Hyatt, for like 6 months. I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
It's so miserable, dude. Just being someone else's bitch.
Yeah, basically. And you have to do it with a smile, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotta enjoy being someone else's bitch. But
Yeah, man. Damn, is that actually so harshly truthful?
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not knocking it. Like, corporate world is for some, like some can do it and like the structure of it, because that's what it is. It's like each corporation builds their own like corporate structure, their own like ecosystem in a way, just like how we're doing here. And like, yeah, it is for some. Who knows, maybe even for me, like I just entered the wrong corporate structure.
Nah, I think about that all the time. There are some corporate structures that really hook their employees up. I think I just got into the wrong environment and it scarred me.
Oh my god, forget Simple or Gold Daddy is like, your track record reminds me of when I used to work for others. Oh man. I mean, sometimes it gets down to you have to work for others just so you can build your creative side back up, what you're doing.
I agree with that.
So I
You
mean,
gonna take a dab?
I
I only smoked a bowl beforehand,
I am going.
but I heard you. I went out to take my headset. I have a 2-bedroom apartment. One of my bedrooms is an actual bedroom. The other bedroom is a studio for my streaming with the green screen on the wall for all that shit. But because it's all in one house with one connected hallway, when I go to smoke, I have to leave the room.
Yeah. No worries.
I went to go pre-pack a bowl. I'm out there smoking my normal herb, and then I hear you lighting up a torch. And I've been sitting here thinking for the past 30 minutes. All right, damn, now I want to dab. So give me that 30 seconds to a minute and do your mental countdown, and we'll take a dab together so I can join you.
All right. Mental cadence. Let's see. Let's take a look at some chats here. Not much in the Twitch chat. The president thought of the DA. I mean, like, yeah, like, kind of like we spoke about earlier. It's for some, not for all. In a way, like the day. Okay, I thought you were talking about district attorneys. Alright, here, this has been a nice long Beyond the NFT. Really happy to see that a lot of you have survived. Happy to see Gold Guy in the building, my dog, rocking the the brass knuckles. Let's fucking go. See what in-world chat has to say about my shenanigans. Or in-world chat, what do you say about my shenanigans? Shall Sinful continue the shenanigans, or does he need to grow up one day? You're a shenanigan. Yeah. Can be.
Damn. Hitting with the harsh truth.
Sure can be. Hitting me hard with the truth. But it's okay. We have to handle the truth. That's part of evolving.
Man, that's deep, but really true.
I hope everyone else took a dab with us.
Yeah, I took my shit a little bit too high temp, but we're all good.
So
I muted when I came in to cough my lungs out, but I'm all good now.
a
A little bit too high temp.
I blew everyone's mind the other night when I like dabbed in a voice chat, because like sometimes because I'm lazy as fuck and don't want to like heat it up and then wait for the low temp dab, I will just like put the dab in the nail and then I heat it for like 5 seconds and take it.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Does that actually work?
Yeah, I'm high as fuck.
Wait, so you can put the wax, oil, whatever in the nail and then heat it up, and I feel like you would lose a lot of it. I guess if you have to have a huge I'm trying to solve this in my
I
head.
use a quartz nail, you know, like
Bro, you have either the nail has to heat up fast as fuck, or you have to have a huge lung capacity to be able to inhale while the nail is heating up.
well, you like put your carb cap over the nail while it's heating up, and you just, you know, flash it for like 5 seconds, 7 seconds. As it like begins to melt and bubble, then you start to take the dab.
Oh fuck, dude, you're an actual scientist. Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, you're an actual scientist. Okay.
And like at that point, it's like you choose whether it's like you want the low temp dab for more flavor.
Bro, I've been smoking and dabbing for 13 years and you're still teaching me.
Oh man, me
Okay.
too.
Okay. I feel you.
I was a little jit fucking dabbing like back in 2011, like before anyone knew what dabs were. Like
I remember going online and buying a David Goldstein, like a rooster apparatus. It was like $900 when I was 18 years old.
holy shit.
Like it was the dab rig that me and the boys dabbed out of for like the past, yeah, I guess the past decade, because I'm now 28. But that dab rig has been mind blowing for me and all the homies. But we never really invested in an e-nail or a card cap. We've invested in different style nails, but now you have me mind blown that the fact that you could take a dab without preheating. Now you have me intrigued with the difference.
Yeah, it's too touchy. Like whenever you like preheat it and then take it, like sometimes you might take it too hot, other times you might take it too cold. But like I feel like it's better controlled by like if you just put it in and
Damn, man.
flash it.
All right.
But that's me being lazy as well. Yeah, I'm sure
Man.
there's probably some like dab heads or some heady boys out there that are like, nah, dude.
I mean,
it's a
I could
ritual."
have a homie over here to give you the science on the exact temp you should heat your e-nail to
Dude.
take your shit, but I'm not about that. I'm just trying. I can't do all that.
I've
man.
had homies pull out the fucking heat gun, you know, the laser pointer or whatever that tells you how hot it is, or
Oh, that's new to me. What the hell?
Yeah, they're checking their nail like to see how hot it is.
I know, dude. See, I want these homies hooking me up. I'm not trying to do all that, but I would love to partake.
Oh my god, what? Oh my god, that's kind of cool, Brandon. The last gif he posted of like some iron or whatever being put in between these coils.
I'm just happy it's legalized now, honestly, that I could just be open about the yeah, I hate to be that dude, but I smoke every hour on the hour. I mean, not religiously. It's not like I have a fucking timer on my Apple Watch or anything, but like, I'm taking a hit every half hour to every hour, and I've been that way since I was 16. I've been perpetually high for the past like 12 years, and it's just kind of who I am at this point. So the fact that I can be open about it and it's not illegal in my state to grow or to consume or anything else, it's a blessing for sure.
Brandon says,
been-
"Welcome home."
Yeah, dude, it's been a huge like confidence change in me. So before, where I felt like I had to hide what I was doing to like be chill, now I just smoke and be open about it, and it's fun. It's dope.
Yeah, in my state, it's a medical, so my back hurt, or at least that's what they know.
You can grow like 6 plants per person that you have over 18 legally living at the household. My old family household has 5 heads. So we got
Lol.
mad plants growing in the backyard, and we're all living really well. It's been a really big life change.
Everyone's happier these days.
Yeah, that's my family used to argue over the dumbest shit, and now everyone's just chill, dude. It's wild.
Love
It's
it.
like the actual absolute stunner story.
Uh,
My grandparents now smoke. They used to be so like on edge, fighting about every little thing. Now they're like 75 years old, just baked and enjoying each other's presence and not arguing, and it's beautiful.
mm-hmm. Yeah. What state, or if you would like to disclose, or what? Like,
I'm from
what's-
NY. I'm from
Oh.
New York.
Oh, New York? Wow, dude, we have a lot of homies, like in Decentraland that are from New York. Like,
Oh hell yeah, hell
like,
yeah.
well, I'm not gonna yeah, let's just say
Yeah,
like they're closer than
don't
you
did up.
think. They're
Hell
just
yeah.
they're closer than you think.
I've DJed throughout the state, so I mean, if you're into EDM, it wouldn't surprise me if you've been out to a show or two.
Oh, I mean,
I've DJed in Buffalo. I've DJed in the city. I've DJed in the capital region. I've played all throughout New York, so it would be surprising to me if you're into EDM and haven't been to a show.
well, it's CK Bubbles down here. Maybe one of these days, CK can attend a show, one of your shows.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, CK is like one of the pillars here in this in this Discord server that we have. Like,
That's dope. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. You come through a show, I got you. You know, you can come backstage and hang out, me and the wifey.
let's go.
If you're gonna travel to come to a show, I got you. That's how I treat any of my stream homies. If you're gonna come through, and it's only happened a few times where anyone on stream has pulled through an IRL show, but when they do, you know, they get the full treatment.
Nice. CK could even bring the Decentraland squad to the show. Probably there's a lot of individuals that are in New York, and
Oh, dude, actually, you have no idea how bad I've wanted to try to merge my VR presence to an IRL thing. Like, what if I spent a year planning? I gave all these people a year advancement to put in their calendar to make sure that you have it blocked off. You can make sure you get the vacation. You make sure you can afford the plane ticket. I give you a year advance. What if we like book a venue and do an IRL VR chat show? But what if we mixed it to Decentraland and VR chat, and it's just more heads, more people,
down.
a higher turnout? Like, I've been trying to do something like this for years, and essentially it just takes getting enough people on board.
Yep. That's definitely it. I mean, I would even say some of your best bets could even be around like NFT conferences. You know, when NFT NYC is going on.
I don't know anything about that. Okay.
Yeah, NFT NYC is a big crypto like conference event, and you know what happens after conferences? After parties. Like they're
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
yeah, so I mean that is one thought that you know, I'm sure a lot of us are willing to explore, and freaking giving me a year, like fuck yeah, I'm down to I'll book my ticket.
Yeah, dude, for sure. the Discord chat has me hyped because it seems like there's already things going on like what I'm talking about.
Hey, CK, is that place actually called like Death to Tennis, like the name of the location in real life? Um, so okay, so there's community members in that live in New York. They're called Death to Tennis, and it's actually like a clothing or yeah, clothing shop. They've had kind of like DCL DJ sets or DCL events like streaming from like real life into Decentraland and vice versa, Decentraland into real life.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah, they've done live music before. That's even another thing that you can kind of like connect with them and see.
Yeah, that would be dope. Send me over some names who I have to message. That would be dope.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm always down to connect you with the creatives in this space. I'm always getting like messages like asking me, "Hey, do you know any EDM producers or whatever?" I mean, if you're okay with it, like I mean, I would love to throw your name out
I mean,
there.
it's not crazy often that I could do it, but even like 3, 4 months ago, right after my daughter's 1 year birthday, a VR chat community was doing it was their 1 year anniversary, and they grew really quickly within the 1 year. They got to like 4K people in their Discord within 1 year. It was insane. But they wanted to do something really big for their 1 year anniversary, so they picked me, Lumi, and a third DJ that you're probably unfamiliar with. But it was essentially like some of the three first VR chat DJs to ever start doing this like 5, 6 years ago. It was me, Lumi, Zoomer, all of us, like all in one room, IRL at Lumi's house, doing a back-to-back-to-back set for like 13 hours for their 1 year anniversary, and they had flown all of us out, paid for everything that we needed, etc. Really, really, really cool experience. It's not often that I get to do that because leaving my baby alone with my wife is uh makes me feel really guilty essentially, but I can still make it happen every now and then with enough planning. With enough planning.
With enough planning, we can have a DJ
Or we
Sorry
could just
IRL
host it
set.
here in New York and use one of our 20 clubs on the strip. And
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there's a lot of people that you could definitely connect with within the Decentraland community. Looking
that's
forward.
dope. That's dope.
And
I
it's like
want to start pulling through while I'm not DJing and streaming. I have to know more of what there is to do here, outside of just like I need an activity when I log into a game.
okay.
That's what I came to that conclusion a long time. There has to be something else to do with the conversation. Like
Okay.
what activities here are there? That's what I'm interested in.
If you
That
press
was my poll to VR chat.
if you press
Was there were
X
activities.
if you press X on your keyboard, you'll get to like the discover page, and then you click on places, and you'll see like a list of like different games and stuff, like the
Thank you,
populated
dude. Thank you,
locations.
thank you, thank you.
So yeah, Metagami Mall might be like kind of like like getting coins, and eventually you earn a wearable. What a lot of people do is they like Wonder Mines, which I'm surprised oh, it's the second one. The Wonder Mines is like one of those games that people kind of like log into Decentraland, do their 100 coins, and then do whatever other game, and they're out. Uh, then there's or they go to an event or whatever may be happening. There's Vroomway as well. Vroomway is really cool. It's like supposed to be like it is a racing game. Um, you could do it solo and like use your gas or whatever it is, and kind of finish off your mining or whatever, and then kind of running back to doing whatever you do. So like those are like
Okay.
small activities, yeah. There
Not
are
the
things like to grind for like over periods of time.
What did I hit? Can you remind me? Was it J?
X.
Thank you. I'm trying to make a notepad here. That way, when I come on tomorrow, I know the menus here are wild. I'm not gonna lie. This is not standard. I'm struggling with these menus.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you're around during the day tomorrow, I think 4 p.m. Eastern, there's a free to play like at yeah, free to play tournament at the Holy Temple. That's gonna be like what game is it exactly that you gamble with or the game that they play at the Holy Temple? Is it blackjack? Okay, blackjack and roulette.
Okay.
Yeah. So that yeah, there's gonna be
That's
that.
actually super sick. What the hell?
Yeah, there's ice poker, so if you own an ice poker wearable, you could play poker like in the it's usually the most populated location at the stronghold. And
I
also
just noticed I got someone with the same shoes in front of me doing the same dance. We're vibing. I don't know who this is because I can't see your name.
it's Cammy.
Cammy, let's go. Oh, let's go, Cammy. We're homies now.
It's
Now
your
I really like you.
future, yeah, your future
Now I really
RuneScape.
like you.
But
Cammy's a homie.
so yeah. Oh, there's Brandon Switch. Got his shoes out too.
Hey, I don't know where I got these shoes from. Someone gave them to me during my last DJ set, I think.
Yeah, yeah, we started sending you a bunch of shit.
I remember that, bro. I felt like I was getting the absolute treatment. People just kept sending me mad shit. I don't know what any of it was, but it was dope.
Well, to tell you the truth, like they're more than just like clothing on Decentraland. It's they're like actual
Can you explain
NFT.
that?
They're actual NFTs. Like you can go on OpenSea with the wallet that you're logged into right now, sign in, and then like check your collection, and you know that asset is yours in your wallet.
Oh shit, dude. Wait, what?
Okay, do you see my screen?
No, hold on.
Yeah,
I lost my third monitor, so I've been struggling a little bit
no worries.
trying to manage screens.
Yeah,
Only having two monitors,
I-
I'm at a loss. I'm like managing.
I would be on
shit, but-
Discord. On Discord, I'm streaming.
Yeah,
my
I got you.
screen.
I'm looking now.
Okay. Yeah. Here, let me. Where are you? Right here. You are sorry. OpenSea. Oh, probably does. Oh yeah, because you haven't logged in yet. But yeah, the clothing is an NFT here. We'll go over to mine.
Can I log into OpenSea real quick?
Yeah, totally. It's like kind of like you just connect wallet.
Yeah. Like, give me 1 second.
Mhm.
OpenSea. Connect wallet. I gotta do a picture, right? Yeah, mask. I got this.
You got this. So, yeah. Once like you log in, click on like the little, like your picture. What would be your picture right next to the wreath symbol on the top right, and they'll take you to your profile. If you don't see anything, then you can.
I'm still going through the login.
Oh.
Accept, sign in, blah blah blah.
Oh.
We're signing in. I already did this. Yeah, I see the wreath symbol. What were you saying?
Click on the like your profile, or click on the little
Yeah,
logo right
okay.
next to it. That should take you to your wallet. And yeah, like you'll see like different categories like collected. If you don't see your wearables, then they could be in the hidden section. So
Oh, I see it, dude. Okay.
yeah.
This is super cool. What the heck? Oh my god, dude. If Decentraland and VR chat were to merge into one game, it would be so game over.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
This is the kind of shit that VR chat needs. You merge these two games into one game, it's so game over.
Oh man, we better call VR chat. The
This is exactly what I've been talking about. This is dope. This is essentially the VCAP market, but you don't have to be a Unity designer in order to upload it to your avatar. You get to buy it off the marketplace. This is, dude. Oh my god.
So, I mean, you know, this has been kind of something in the space that we have been trying to accomplish in terms of, you know, interoperability.
But all right, how do you solve the ability to like, what if it doesn't fit your avatar correctly? Can you refund it, or like, what if you buy some leggings for your avatar and it just doesn't fit your avatar because of like VR and full body tracking? Like this is, I guess it gets a little bit more complicated with VR.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like, as far as Decentraland goes, it's like there's a certain armature that your, you know, wearable has to fit, and that's how you work. And that's like Decentraland. He sent like.
Dude, honestly, I don't see this being too far out of the future to where like AI and technology is so good to the point where like you can upload a wearable to a marketplace and it will fit you no matter your full body your full body measurements. You know what I mean? Like shit will be able to. I don't think we're that far off, honestly. I think we'll be there.
No, we're not. I mean, these days, let's see, the DCL armature, default Unity humanoid oh, that's what it is. Default Unity humanoid armature. And kind of like to that, like we're not too far out. I don't think we are, because like there are, like I mentioned earlier, like I take Sinful, my Decentraland character, to every other metaverse that I can because of my VRM. So kind of like that might become like an avenue for interoperability between spaces, like VRMs being implemented.
See, I don't know anything about VRMs. You kind of explained it earlier, but essentially, like if you create a VRM that works in Decentraland, would you be able to like export that to say and obviously VR chat is a big example, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of other VR open platforms that exist besides VR chat. Like, are they exportable to any?
I believe you
That-
can. Like, if I'm not mistaken.
If so, that's game breaking.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I thought like VR avatars were VRMs.
See, I don't know anything about this. This is beyond my knowledge. I worked in Blender for like a month before I decided that it would take too much away from my music production.
I see.
So I removed it from my computer.
Okay, so if you look at my shared screen on Discord, this is Sinful on Hyperfi.
I see you in the. I'm looking at Decentraland. I see you in the world. I'm looking at you on the big screen.
Oh, on the big screens, it hasn't caught up yet, probably. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay on.
I got you. Alright, I got you open. Oh, there's a huge delay. What the heck? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, right now this is Sinful on Hyperfi. Hyperfi is another metaverse platform.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely like on a development side of things, it's a lot easier than Decentraland. That's why that has been kind of like what attracts everyone to it. It like lets creators just take GLB file and drag drop and, you know, build out their world like that. Who came to join? Who is it? Oh, it's Brandon. Look at this guy.
Look at this dude.
Yeah, right here. Let me see. /sit.
That's how you know he's really on the shit. Is he joined you instantly?
He taught me how to do this. It's like a butt scooch, like everywhere. Oh shit. Let's see. /sit.
Yeah, this shit is really intriguing to me. This is like, as someone who's been a mainstream gamer my entire life, like seeing like the back end of the new cutting technology, like, this is really fucking cool to me. I hate to geek out about it in this type of way, but it's so cool, dude.
It's okay. You can geek out. We all geek out. Like this
If you
entire.
didn't come to me on stream one day, like I would never know about any of this. I would never know about Decentraland, any of these other platforms besides VRChat, any of the metaverses. It's just really cool.
So, yeah, there's a lot to the space. So
There really is.
I
Yeah.
I
I
highly.
lived in a little bubble for a long time.
Hmm. And I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like being in this space. Sometimes it's a little easy to just stay in this bubble, but like even myself, like my goal or my yeah, I've shifted my priorities recently to kind of like start expanding out into a different bubble. Uh,
Yeah, you've done a good job of that since day one. You found me really early on. I've known you for months, bro.
Dude, to tell you the truth.
I'm not in your space, so you branched out early on. You did a good job of that since day one, without question.
Thank you. I
I didn't
mean,
find you, you found me. That was all you.
the funny thing is that you were actually the first individual that I kind of reached out to. You're the one where I'm like, I shouldn't do it. I don't want to do it, or like, like I don't want to bother
No
them, and
way,
then I'm like,
dude.
and then I just did it. Like I pushed myself, and then your response was like, "Fuck
That's
yeah, dude!"
ridiculous to
So
me
like,
because I'm actually a nobody.
me too.
That see, I'm actually triggered hearing that because like I VR I know like in VR chat I'm a more popular DJ, but VR chat is such a small space that shit literally means nothing to me, bro. I'm a popular bedroom DJ. Do you understand how minimal that is? That's like if you have an ego off being a popular bedroom DJ, then there's something wrong with you. I understand. I understand that I'm a small time homie. I have my community there. They stick by me, and that's all I got. And I trust me, I love it. I stay humble though. So that type of treatment is wild, bro. You gotta chill with that, dude. What? Treat everyone like you do me, and I think that is what is going to make you the most successful interviewer.
No, thanks.
Imagine you could hit up Kim Kardashian on Instagram right now, and if you were to treat her the same way you did me, hit up every celebrity on Instagram. Only 1% of them are going to respond, but there's thousands of celebrities. Some of them will respond, and if you treat them the same way you treated me, you're going to make it.
I mean that is thank you. I mean that is kind of good to hear. I mean I'd never known if I'm like doing it right. I literally like approach the person as myself, and I don't try to be anyone else. Like I don't approach them with like I'm marketing for Decentraland. I am so and so. I am sinful, and I have
And you're
3
good at asking
shows.
questions.
uh,
I've analyzed what gets people talking, so I can do the same, and that's it. You've asked really good questions that get me talking,
I'm an introvert.
and that's what makes a good interviewer.
I'm an introvert,
I,
just like
I
you.
me as well. So the fact that you've got me talking is insane to me. I'm a shy boy, bro. That's why I get drunk as hell and I still don't talk on the mic. I'm super shy. You did a really good job of asking me questions, making me feel comfortable. You've nailed this, man. I've had a really good time.
Thank you. Yeah, and
You need to keep doing this.
thank you. Sorry.
But aim for the skies, bro. Aim for the sky. I'm gonna send you a YouTube video. Probably not tonight, cause I'll find it later though.
Yeah, for sure.
I watched a video recently of some mainstream YouTuber. It was a clickbait title. I DM'd 1,000 celebrities and only I forgot what the number was, but only 14% responded, whatever it was. But like that small percentage that responded, he got interviews with celebrities. Like dude, that's not a joke. Like these are mainstream celebrities that act in movies, on the radio, people that you would label as a mainstream celebrity. If you DM 1,000 of them on Instagram or on Twitter, some of them will respond. And those few that do respond are your gateway. Yes, dude. You're interviewing me. I don't know. You're wasting your time, bro. You shoot for the stars. I'm not kidding with you, dude. You're insane. You got me talking. I'll find the video to send you of the dude that did this. It's in my history. I had to search my Google Chrome history. I'll find it. I have a note. I have a notepad here that I've been keeping all night, and I keep this at the bottom of the notepad, so I do it tomorrow morning. The hard part is moving past that. I think we briefly talked about that earlier, but dealing with failure is super hard as a smaller streamer, because dealing with failure generally means financial insecurity. Because as a smaller streamer, you're barely scratching the surface of financial security. So when you deal with insecurity, it comes with a lot more than just a dying streaming channel. It comes with question of your career, your success, and everything else. It gets really hard. It gets really hard.
Oh no, how would I get muted? How long have I been muted on stream?
Oh
well. Everyone on Discord was hearing all the juice. I must have just pressed the button not too long ago, so it's good. What were we kind of? Oh yeah, the kind of like
dealing with negativity
negative,
as a streamer,
yeah.
and how hard it can affect you.
Yeah, I remember my first, like, I guess big failure here in the space, and to tell you the truth, it was like very minor, but like kind of beat myself up over it for no reason. It was I had tried to get another streamer onto Decentraland. Okay, 3 minutes, so we're good. I had tried to get another streamer onto Decentraland, like bigger streamer, and you know, I always vibed with him, like he knew who I was and stuff like that. And I had like invited him to kind of like do a little event on Decentraland, get some extra eyes on him and stuff like that. And so, you know, I set up my friend Artreyu like sets up a nice church for him, because that was like the theme. Like this guy used to do like Church of Elon, and it was like a really good show, and kind of like I set it up, and like he just doesn't show up. you know, and there's like people on Parcel and stuff like that, like, yo, what's up? What are we doing here? He's not there.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, so that was kind of my first taste of the, like, you know, stuff that could happen. And to tell you the truth, it's I think it mainly fell down to like the actual people in the space, because everyone like in this community in particular, like everyone, it's okay to fuck up. Like, you know, if anything, it's like, hey, they learned something too of what not to, like what doesn't work, because we're all just like still playing with the platform and, you know, seeing what is possible.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
So like, you know, everyone was like supportive, and like to tell you the truth, no one even cared that he didn't show up. Only I cared. So yeah.
No, I mean, you put all the work into, you know, marketing beforehand. I know it's not like you're taking out like thousands of dollars to put up billboards or any crazy shit like that, but you know, you're taking the time to curate posts on all your social medias and to trying to make sure everyone's informed and everyone knows what's going on. And then you get to the event and it doesn't happen. It's really disheartening. It's like all the effort I just put in is now obsolete, and it hurts, definitely. Like, you're justified. You're kind of writing it off, and I get you, because I do the same thing, but ultimately, like, that shit burns. It does. It's draining. It's very draining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't tell you enough how much like these people around me like keep me going. Like it's them.
So we've been going for a while now, and I can
Yeah.
tell that anyone that has made it this far is the people that I can relate to the same thing with my stream. I had the people that if I DJ for an hour or two, they come through every time. But then I had the people that if I've been DJing for 5 or 6 hours, I know they'll be there the entire time. There's like a difference. You got your late night crew here, and these are the OGs. So I get you.
It's I mean that I I can't really like even put that like as like into perspective because like this community is international. So it's like
Likewise, though. Likewise.
yeah, so like even like this event will reach like the true homies in this hour, and this is like DGen hour. Like we've already crossed that line. This is DGen
We
hour.
both live in DGen hour.
Yeah, dude, you fucking DJ till like 8 a.m. sometimes, and I like see, you know,
Trust me,
I see the wifey.
not on my
like,
own
come
accord.
in.
I used to live on DGen hours, and now I do it forcefully. But we both live on DGen hours, which means we curate from all around the world. You got people in Australia living up late nights. You got people in Europe waking up early, and you got people in the US going to bed at like a normal time. Like we live in a time. I think DGen hours is probably the most networkable hours. If you're DGen living Eastern, that is the most marketable hours. I think there's something very strong to that.
Yep, definitely. I mean, because like DGen
That goes a lot
hours,
into our luck.
yeah, DGen hours like for Eastern, which is let's say 1 a.m. right now, it's only like 10 p.m. in the West Coast. Like,
See, exactly. So you thought about this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We are, if you live in DGen hours in EST, you are actually one of the most blessed people as a content creator, as a live streamer, because you market to every single person.
yeah. I mean, even like let's say like in Eastern, you go live at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 p.m. Pacific. That means that like people are just getting home, like starting to relax. Maybe they'll throw some Twitch on, whatever. You know, it's like prime hour.
I get raids from the Japanese and Australian DJs that are wrapping up the shit if I go live early enough, and then if I go live long enough, I start to get raids from all the EST and then PST people that wrap it up. And it's just like you get love from everywhere in the world if you go live at a DGen hour EST wise.
Yep.
It's amazing. I've realized that really early on, and I've honed into that.
Yeah. We are pretty blessed. Eastern, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh my god. Yeah, Brandon's like saying he likes to he raids Japanese streamers all the time, and they're like always so polite and loving.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The Japanese streamers are actually a different breed. I mean, you could say the same thing about people that even live in Japan versus the average New Yorker. I mean, I'm sure I'm the epitome of the average New Yorker. I mean, I've lived in New York my entire life and I've never left. I'm probably extremely aggressive compared to your average civilian, but
just because you have to be by nature.
That's the different. Yeah, exactly. It's like you go to prison, you become an asset to your environment. You gotta fucking survive, you know? I go to the meat shop, I'm not getting served if I'm a passive bitch. I gotta push myself to the front of the line and start screaming what the fuck I want. Yep. I live in New York, man. I live in New York. Like, what you see on TV is kind of true. I'm sure I go to Japan and it's a completely different culture. And these people are chill and they're happy and they're not screaming at their meat shops.
Yep,
like, I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that's true. I know the New Yorker stereotype exists for a reason.
Oh, Billy just hit the kick stream too. Hey, Billy.
Yo, shout out to the kick homies because that means a lot.
Yeah, I've been dual streaming into kick now as well.
Same, dude, and it was a struggle for me. It was I didn't give up. I didn't give up willingly. VR chat made a really bad update. I guess Twitch updated their API, and it really fucked up Twitch being able to make embedded players into VR chat. So for a while, I had to dual stream to a completely third-party platform and to be able to stream into VR chat. I was streaming into Twitch and then Kick for a long time. And then I had to dual stream into Twitch and something called VRC. What the fuck is it called? VRCDN, which is like some third-party thing that allows you to stream into VR chat while you're streaming on Twitch. I didn't give up on Kick willingly, and I do want to go back because the sub revenue and the way that they promote smaller streamers, everything else, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But for now, it's on hold because VR chat's fucking up really bad, like they always do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new, it's like a new world in a way. Like, you know, there's still opportunities on this platform because of how early it is. Like, think of Twitch back in its day, like in its early days. Like, you know, not many people were like Twitch streaming, and then all of a sudden, like, there was like this huge like Twitch streamer boom. Like, I think like 2016, 17, around there. Like, and then like
Yeah, I would say when Xfire turned into Justin TV, that was when shit started to really boom.
And so kind of like the people that were successful even back then, like, you know, they
Soda Poppin' and all the OG streamers, yeah.
Eventually they had their moment to kind of like come up a bit, build their community.
That is one of my biggest claim to fames, is that when Xfire turned into Justin TV, I had a bigger consistent following than Soda Poppin' did.
Because you were probably...
I wish I never quit WoW. I wish I stuck by it. Who would have known? Like, dude, what could have came of that? That's crazy. I got so butthurt over how bad World of Warcraft became that I quit streaming and World of Warcraft and everything else.
Yeah.
That dude stuck by it. He saw something that I didn't see back then.
So many
people
quit.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Like,
I don't think about those days often, the Xfire Justin TV days.
So yeah, what I see it as is like another opportunity, another Xfire opportunity.
Decentraland?
Oh no, Kick. Like, yeah, like seeing it as another platform that where you may start off early, whatever happens with it either gets eaten up, and it's called
Fuck, dude, I'm not sure I fully agree with that. I mean, like, fully respectfully, I feel like Kick is just an absolute replica of Twitch. It's not like it's doing anything new and innovative. If you're popping off on Kick, it's because it's not that you were an early innovator of adapting to Kick. It's because you came to Kick from Twitch with a following.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like you're an innovator of something new. This platform is a straight copy of Twitch.
It is.
And I don't think that's a bad thing because they're doing the same thing as Twitch, but not scamming their streamers, which I am in full support of, which is why I want to move to Kick. I have 600 subs on Twitch. They're taking 50% of that. $5 per person for 600 people. If I had 600 subs on Kick, I could be paying for my daughter's college. Like, I want to move. I do. That's like, why would any streamer not want to move? But they're not doing anything different and unique. They're copying something that exists and doing it better.
Exactly. But to that note, it's like I do agree with everything you said. It is an exact copy. But then again, it's
even
like,
to the point where entering my bio looked exactly the same.
Where's the money coming from? The money to be able to pay XQC
from
100 million
from stake.
So it's like there's funding behind it, and you know, enough.
But where's the money from Twitch coming from? From DraftKings.
DraftKings, yeah, and all kinds of like advertising, like
Yeah, it's
you know.
I mean, it goes on the vegan argument. I
Yeah,
support not
totally.
killing animals, but if you're a vegan, you know these farmers are still laying down pesticides to kill the squirrels and the insects and the chipmunks and the birds, and the animals are still dying at the expense of your vegetables being grown. So killing animals to eat meat, it's all the same process. If you're like DraftKings is a far less evil than steak without argument.
Yeah.
But it's all you're all still milking the same cow here for the same bread.
Hmm. Damn.
That's how I view it.
Now it gets me thinking. I'm like, holy crap, are they just
I
really
had
bad
I
at
had people
finances?
attack me. I had people attack me at first when I cuz at first I originally was going to just full send it to kick. And I had people coming into my chat attacking me being like, how do you have a kid and you are trying to move over to a streaming platform that is trying to make kids addicted to gambling? And that's when I had to really dig into this and make a conclusion that like y'all are wildin'. I don't think you understand like the full context. You understand that DraftKings is the lead supporter of Amazon, Twitch, and everything else. They're just as much of a gambling website as Stake is. I don't support either of them, but I'm trying to DJ and make a bag online, so I guess it's like you gotta commit to a little bit of it
We gotta
at a
commit
certain point.
to a teat at some point.
It sucks, dude. It sucks, but we're all part of a chain. I don't
think-
know, man. It's hard to deal with, but it's truth.
For me, my commitment to the teat will be when they give me a partnership contract or something.
Those don't exist anymore.
Ah, motherfuckers.
Dude, I could send you screenshots because you ever look on Twitch and look at your achievements? And you have to hit 75 average viewers for
Yeah.
the last achievement of partnership.
Yep.
I could show you screenshots of me hitting 74 average viewers 3 different months in a row. And then me sending a ticket off to support being like, "Bruh, I was one number off 3 different months. Please give me partnership." They wouldn't do it.
Damn.
Back in the day, partnership meant something. It meant you got more emotes for your channel. It meant instead of taking the $250 per sub cut, 50/50 affiliate cut, if you got partnership, you would get $350 per sub, meaning Amazon would get the other $150. If you got partnered, it meant you made more revenue per sub. It meant every stream you make more money. I wanted it, but then they removed that. They removed the partner split to where even people that were contracted once are like XQC, his contract ran out. He has 80k subs and he's getting 50/50 right now because his contract ran out. That's why he went to kick.
And now that's how he's making 50 million a year.
He went to kick because Twitch cut out partner contracts and they wouldn't give him a new contract.
I see. Same with Amaranth. I see her there.
But Twitch is digging their own grave here because even smaller streamers like me had a career to pursue. I have been pursuing that 75 average viewer goal for 5 years because I wanted the higher partner split. They removed that, and what is your goal there? If I can just go to kick for a 95 split, then what am I pursuing partner on Twitch for?
Yep.
That's as a content creator, it's super black and white. And if you really like and support your content creator, that would also be black and white, which is why I really don't even watch much Twitch at all anymore.
What are you like seeing the small transition to kick or?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been a YouTube veteran since day one. Again, we're the same age.
Yep,
Did you watch Ray William Johnson on YouTube back in the day?
Of course.
So me and you have been on YouTube since day one. I've never given that up. Although I've never been a YouTube content creator, I've been a YouTube watcher since I was like 13 years old. We're talking again like 15 years ago when YouTube first started. Like super young, watching Ray William Johnson when he first made that channel.
Oh,
so
shit,
YouTube is always day one for me in terms of content. If I'm at my computer, I'm looking to be entertained on a quick 15 minutes. I'm opening up YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm playing a game, if I'm submitted to my computer for a few hours, I'm playing a game, I open up a stream. I'm looking for long form content. Used to be
Okay.
Twitch, now it's Kick.
So whenever I started streaming, I started off as a YouTube streamer. Now that's some dog shit. Like I made it to whatever their is it would it be a partnership at that point? Yeah, I think so. Like I made like it was like have 4,000 watched hours and
Oh
have
shit.
this have this many streams, and yeah, it's like even right now to like get
Is it for their AdSense program?
yes here
Okay.
like look at if you look at my my screen here, like even right now it's like
Sorry,
ridiculous.
excuse me.
Okay, if I want to get monetized, copyright, no, earn.
I'm not monetized on YouTube. My YouTube is probably my most dead social media platform.
uh
So I don't know anything about this.
Let's see, shopping. Okay, here it is. Like my eligibility for ads. Like my subscriber count is good. But in the next
You have a shit ton of subs, dude. All right, I see you.
in the next 365 days,
You have a platform to build off of here.
I need to get 4,000 watched hours or 10 million views on a short in the next 90 days.
You make shorts?
No, I don't. Not yet.
Can I link you? Can I make you? Let me link you this. Where? Please tell me I have to still have this saved, right? You know what Streamladder is?
Streamladder? No.
All right, I'm linking you this on Discord. This Streamladder website here. You can, I'm sure you download your VOD when you end the stream and get off Twitch.
Yeah.
You can upload the VOD to Streamladder, and you can clip like a certain segment however long you want, and it will auto convert it into like a shorts format, meaning top and bottom format. You can upload it to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everything. All it is reformatted content on the stream that we're either doing right here that you've done in the past that you're going to do in the future. Streamladder is it. You make shorts out of your already streamed content. It's really quick. It's really easy. Essentially, I'm telling you what I know I need to be doing myself that I don't do.
It's easier. It's always easier to give
Easier
advice.
said than done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, totally. I do need to like get into doing shorts, making some
Shorts are
decentralized
it.
shorts and
I've
stuff
done
like
enough
that.
research that I know if I want to pop off as a DJ, I gotta idolize shorts, and I don't have the time for it. I don't.
But this
But
seems like a very
if you're
good
trying to
idea.
pop off, Streamladder is the easiest workflow in terms of getting this shit done quick and just sending out content.
It just in terms
So
of
save
like
this
popping
for
out,
sure.
yeah, like pumping out content on the daily. This is actually probably a really good tool. You've used this before, and
So I only used it 4 times, and
that's good enough.
from a 0 follower TikTok account, I did it 4 times and got 250 followers.
Oh,
And I fucked up by not continuing on that. I eventually realized that Twitch is paying my bills, and even if I get 2 million TikTok followers, it is not even close to the revenue I'm gonna get off even what I'm doing on Twitch right now. So this is a lost endeavor.
I feel
But
this.
now looking back on it, I realized that was a mistake, because looking at TikTok as a revenue source was wrong. I should have looked at it as more advertising for my Twitch channel.
Yes, and also kind of like
So that's the advice I'm giving you now, realizing I fucked up.
it's and back then when TikTok came out, there weren't any YouTube Shorts, so like it's
Exactly. Yeah,
it's
TikTok,
just-
it was super easy to grow, and I really fucked up not doing it. My wife was trying, it wasn't me, dude. It was my wife. She was the one that did this for me. She had came into my room while I was streaming, and taken her phone and recorded like a 30-second clip on her phone, and then went back in the living room, made a TikTok, did that 4 times in a row, and we had like 250 followers. And then she wanted to pass it over to me, and I wasn't willing to take it over.
Oh shit.
But I should have, because it probably would have led to something super severe. Because now every social media in the world is embracing what happened 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now.
But my wife is younger than me. She's 3 years younger than me, and this is the boomer versus Gen Z distinction coming out. Like she's on some social media shit that I've been fighting against since day one. I don't want to be on my phone ever.
TikTok. The thing is, like, the reason why TikTok has never resonated with me is because I'm old enough to know Vine.
Yeah, I've been so against social media even since I was a young teenager. My neighbor had to make me a Facebook, and once she made me the Facebook, I didn't sign into it for another like 6 months. Once I went over to her house and she wanted to check in on the Facebook that she made me, I realized I had like 300 friend requests from all the friends in high school, because I went to a high school of 4,000 kids again, and just in my grade. So I started using it because I had all 300 of my friends sending me friend requests and shit, and like I used Facebook for a little bit, but like that was the only time I ever used social media. If I merged to Instagram or Twitter or anything else, it was me doing that when I was a late adult, feeling like I was forced to form my DJ career. It wasn't because I wanted to. I hate it, dude. I want to put my phone in a fucking ditch and just stay engaged with what I'm doing day to day. If you're in my life, I want to talk to you. But like, it's really hard for me to stay connected to social media. It's like an actual... I have 6 things on my to-do list that I do every day, and one of those 6 things are phone notifications. It's like an actual errand on my to-do list that I have to stay connected.
Yeah.
That's how little I hate marketing, dude. That's why, like, I don't think I'm actually meant to be a DJ. I might love DJing, but I'm not meant to be a DJ. A real DJ would embrace marketing. They would love social media. That's not me.
Not really. I mean, just depends. It takes a team, like not like you see it a lot in this space where like there's someone that's like hyper talented, hyper creative, and they just don't market themselves. At that point, it's like more of like you need to analyze this, and like in the space, it could even become like an opportunity for work, or like if you're someone that does do marketing or like knows a little bit, and this awesome DJ, it's like at first it could start off in like good faith, like, hey, I'll help you out, and then if shit pops off, you never know, like it could develop into like them being part of your team. And moving forward.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I guess that's... Dude, that makes me question if subconsciously that has been like the underground goal throughout my entire career.
You as a person, or a creative, not a person. The creative, you need to like analyze your...
Am I looking to be discovered eventually?
You have to analyze your strengths and weaknesses, and then from there it's like within your community, for example, there could be that one person that could help you out.
I mean, it's been there. Although, like, it's... I guess in the way that we're talking very grandiose. Like, I'm looking for, like, Skrillex to come into my chat and... But actually, even talking on that element, that has happened. If you come into my stream, you'll notice on the right side of my bicep, I have a Dirty Bird egg logo tattooed on my arm. That stems from when I first started to DJ. My first festival I ever went to, the music that my friends were into back then. Dirty Bird, it's a tech house label. That was my first experience with dance or house music ever, because I was a metalhead going to that festival. They dragged me there against my will.
Holy shit.
I came back and I quit my 6-year manager Dave and Buster's job, and it was pursuing music from that point forward. That was how life changing this Dirty Bird Festival was for me.
I see.
And
And
it's essentially why I have the egg tattooed on my arm. And Dirty Bird has a Twitch channel. They made it during COVID because they weren't able to throw their shows. They weren't able to throw their festivals. They come on Twitch during COVID, and I've gotten raided by them a few times. I've gotten raided by Cloud and Stroke's official channel for like 6,000 viewers twice.
Sick.
Like essentially, like my personal idols, while they are, I will admit, it's an underground community. If you're into tech house, if you're into this underground scene of EDM, like it's not like a giant show to say like, hey, I've been rated by Cloud and Stroke, and I've been like, I know Dirty Bird, I know Cloud, blah blah blah. It's not like Skrillex level, so like it's not even a comparison. But in my worlds, in my mind, like that was all I needed to settle down. Like that was the major point. Like I hit my peak for me. I got recognized by the people that were most important in my life. So that was when I was able to really settle down mentally. Although it wasn't the end all be all, like of course I'm not playing EDC, but that wasn't the goal when I set out on this objective. I wanted to be signed to Dirty Bird. I guess I'm not there yet. I've DJ'd for Dirty Bird. I won their DJ competition.
What? Sick.
I've gotten rated by Dirty Bird. I've gotten rated by Two Tails and Justin J and Clavin Stroke, and I've gotten recognition through everyone that I have idolized.
Because you're a dope DJ, dude.
But that doesn't. I still haven't gotten signed by Dirty Bird, which goes to show. Eventually, I have to hone into the second half of this craft. I don't know when I'll eventually get to do it, and there's no pressure. There's no rush. I'll get there eventually, but
the thing is that it might. I feel like
if I want to be a signed Dirty Bird artist, I gotta write music.
Well, not even like Dirty Bird, like for example, like bigger bands or groups. I feel like they want someone once it's like almost too late. So like, they want someone when they've already developed the team and started pushing.
It's such a small label though. Like if you were talking about a mainstream music label that absolutely dominates their artists, I would agree with you.
I see.
But when you're starting to talk about small EDM labels, like I could link you documentaries that would kind of express the difference between a mainstream music label and a small EDM community. A small EDM community is a community. It's a family. They're people. It's a group of local DJs, and that group of local DJs got together because there have been a few DJs in the scene. They've been there for a few years. They get tired of doing what they're doing at the clubs. They realize that, hey, there are a few DJs. There's only a few of us out of the large group that like this type of music. So we're going to band together as a group of DJs. And we're going to move out of the clubs. We're going to start doing our own parties. We're going to start doing our own thing. And then a community starts to form. A family starts to form. And then it gets bigger and bigger. And it's a snowball effect. It's super hard to get engaged with. Unless you're like from the ground roots movement. It's really hard to get engaged with just to try and snowball something like that on your own. You really gotta be there for the full community vibe.
I feel like in a sense, like that might be even like the big difference between like Web 2 or like the traditional way of doing things and kind of like the atmosphere that Web 3 is forming. It's like, for example, spotty Wi-Fi. Like we've spoke about his success in the space, and he continues to be successful. He has a song with Bun B. He has like a song featuring Snoop Dogg. With,
Oh
um,
wait, what?
yeah. So
See, I don't know. I didn't know who you were talking about. I was sitting here vibing, listening, but I didn't know who you were talking about.
yeah, spotty Wi-Fi,
Dude's got a
baby.
song with Snoop Dogg.
Yep. And he recently released a
Okay.
song with Jim Jones. So
Okay, so yeah, this dude is touching calibers I would never ever dream of.
that's the thing. Yeah, but oh yeah, back to the point. Kind of like this dude has reached this point of success, and he's still kind of like accessible enough to be like, you can message him and he'll message you back, and you could like ask him, hey,
Perfect
if you need
example, bro.
this. Like,
Perfect example. Hit up 1,000 celebrities. Who knows who you hear back from?
exactly. But yeah, with him, he's
You interviewed him?
yeah, I've interviewed him on Beyond the NFT.
Damn, that's really cool.
So yeah,
What are your thoughts about dual interviews?
dual interviews. What do you mean, like dual interviews? Like two hosts?
What if you had me and him on the same show?
Oh, I've had multiple shows, like with multiple people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
to tell you the truth, the concept of Beyond the NFT started off with 3 guests, and
See, that was my third talking point. Was what does beyond the NFT mean to you? Like, what was your goal?
to tell you the truth, I'm an introvert, so me being a show host has never really been a thought ever, like before.
Yeah, how did that come to, dude? I'm an introvert as well, and if I had to host a show every Monday, that would be some of the most anxiety-inducing feelings, knowing that I had to all Monday. I would just be thinking, all right, get in the mindset, show host time, and it would just be a stress all Monday.
You just described my Monday, like every
Yep.
Monday. I'm not even kidding.
Yep, I'm
Like,
sure I did, dude.
as
you,
chill
but
as
all
I
right,
seemed, or
but
whatever.
that leads into the question: how did you get here?
How did I get here?
What led you to wanting to do this?
This community, dude. It's my friends here. Like, my friends inspired me. Like, pushed me on. Like the thought of Beyond the NFT kind of came back like when I first entered the space. I was Twitch streaming, like, and I would like just jump around parties and just Twitch stream Decentraland. And then, I started to kind of like look around, and I noticed that like people were streaming to these big screens here in Decentraland, and I was like, shit, I wish that's what I want to do. Like, it's like maybe my path is to get a screen, to be on a screen and be able to stream this Decentraland to Twitch and other platforms. And so then I started looking for access to this information, and back then this information was impossible to find. I don't know if it was like people just gatekeeping the information because they're venue owners and they don't want you to start your own venue, or if it was that literally the information was just so scarce back then. I'll leave it up to whatever to decide what it was.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I came I then through my journey I met this individual named Altcoin Radio. He and I are still good friends. Like, he's not in the space much anymore. I get it, but like, he kind of like in a way like sparked that thought of being a show host, like, because mainly for him he was like trying to start up a venue, like something like we're at right now, DollHouse. And his what he wanted to do was kind of like have a place for where shows just happen, like at least once a day or whatever. So then he started kind of like recruiting Twitch streamers, got me and this other Twitch streamer named Zero to Hero, and just kind of gave us the same pitch, like, I want to make a venue that where shows happen and blah blah blah. Do you want to do a show? Like, I think you're great. Do you want to do a show? And I kind of like at first I was like, man, you're crazy, and I walked away. Yeah, dude, I fucking walked away, and so then kind of couple weeks passed, and I kind of just kept talking about it to my homies, like my friends, and just mentioning it, and like even Tank Poco, she was here earlier. She is the operator of DollHouse. Tank Poco, like I spoke with her, and it seemed like everyone except for myself thought that I would be great at this. So I messaged him back, and I was like, I'll do it, and we got to like putting a show
You
together.
have a raw personality to do this without question.
Thank you, dude. I'm just being myself up here, to tell you the truth, and never pretended to be anything else.
I guess it's the genuine, raw, intriguing aspect where you ask questions because you are genuinely intrigued, and it gets people talking. Like, that's really important. It's not fake, and that makes it better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I've tried the whole like start off like a talk show, and now you heard how my awkward intro was, like it just I don't know. I just gotten to a point where like there's probably like on my best days, whenever like Sinful is going on full cylinders, like I have had like awesome intros and awesome transitions and awesome, like where I'm like, okay, I did good tonight. Everything else is more mainly like, I don't know. I'll just let my friends decide. I'll just be myself.
That definitely goes to being your hardest yeah, your hardest critique. You always view yourself way worse than how anyone else would view you. I've learned that the hard way. Like you could reiterate that to DJing so easily, to how every little mistake that I will ever make while DJing, there's like a 1% chance that even other DJs hear what I'm hearing. You hear your own mistakes, and that goes to interviewing, whether in really any other profession. Like, you're the one making the mistakes, you're going to be most critical, it's going to be really hard on you. But as long as you're doing the mainstream checklist, like, most people are not going to notice, dude. If you're a real perfectionist and a real expert at what you do, you are your most critical fan. People are not being critical on what you're being critical about. So that's something that I've been struggling with very hard, is just do what you do best, have fun, stop being so fucking critical, move on, and just accept it is what it is. It's been really difficult for me.
Yes.
I think it's so fucking important.
Streaming kind of like is one of those things where like you make your mistakes and you can keep going, like, and I guess that might be what has helped me with doing shows, because like as a Twitch streamer, I come to the like, I fucked up like 100 times since I've been live, and everyone's vibing, so let's keep going. No one notices. Maybe it's not such a big deal as it is in my head.
Well, that's also like a beneficial importance to being able to like watch your VODs and being able to like analyze your mistakes, being like, oh, like I stuttered here, or like I misspoke here, or like whatever your example is.
Oh, dude, I had to stop watching my VODs because I stutter. Like,
No, I think that's important. I think learning from your past mistakes is the only way you don't make them again. If you heard something that you don't like from yourself, that means that there has to be some self-improvement in order for you to be happy with yourself. That means some analyzation, that means some work. And then you make the self-improvement and you feel like a new human after.
I mean,
I think that's important. I watch every VOD, every time I DJ. Dude, I can't tell you how many times where I'll watch a 7-8 hour VOD And then I get to the back 2 hours and I was like, oh my God. Like I was so wasted. 6 hours in. And this 6 to 8 hour VOD is like really bad. And that goes to show me that like I need to stay more focused on like what my objective is, and like, like you learn. And I think that that is some of the most important things you can do is being your own self-critic on your own content.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't, but I usually don't get too deep into it, but I definitely say like when I do watch myself, I do change things. Like, I
I mean,
do.
hell, man, you might be in the right here to where the way that what I just explained right now, the way that I function is maybe why I'm so fucking anxious when I get behind the camera.
Yeah, I don't know. I've learned to like embrace a free-spirited person once I am live, like, just free of all problems. Like, there is no past, there is no future. Let's just do this.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, what we do is different because, like, you're always cammed up and people are seeing you.
I mean, it is and it isn't.
Yeah, so I mean,
You're still putting yourself out there, and I don't think we should be windowing myself or you based off of our content, and we still do the same thing. We're still putting our heart and soul out there and hoping that other people cling on to it, and that's a really hard thing to do, regardless of what platform or the way that you do it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, dude. So so we have been going on for about 4+
Dude,
hours.
I heard where you were going with that, and I hit tab and I realized it's 1:42.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude,
God.
I'm so sorry. We've been just bullshitting, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up on Discord tomorrow and say I fucking hate you.
Yeah, totally. Let me know how you're feeling in the morning. So I would like for this, like, I guess to end
We
the
were just having a
episode.
lot of fun, but we gotta bounce out.
Yeah, to finish up, like, how can our listeners reach you? What's the best way
Oh
for them to
fuck, dude.
contact you? And where would you like for them to check out your work?
I mean, essentially twitch.tv/sarrixo. That is SARRIXO. Twitch is the main avenue. I stream on Twitch 3 times a week minimum. I try to do 4 to 5, but if I have no free time, 3 times minimum is what my wife expects me to stream. So 3 times minimum a week. I try to, upload to Mixcloud and YouTube, and I try to tweet and do all this shit, but I don't get there too often. So just follow my Twitch, man. If you want to check me out, watch me DJ, watch me have some fun. Y'all have heard me enough that all these other social medias are nothing more than an absolute burden. So show up to my Twitch, hang out, and that's all I want from any of you guys. And it was an absolute blessing to get to hang out with Sinful. Thank you for all the really dope, thought-provoking questions. I genuinely had a really good time tonight. And yeah, thank you for having me.
As did I. I definitely had a very, very good conversation with you. And I mean, dude, to tell you the truth, the Beyond the NFT record for longest conversation was like 3.5 hour episode. We're at like.
Tell me I just broke it, bro. Why am
Yeah.
I always the...
Yeah, we broke
What's
it.
wrong with me?
What's
I
wrong
lose
with you?
myself, bro. Hours go by, I lose myself.
No, it's just
I had the longest DJ record on VR chat as well.
Oh shit, let's go.
Yeah, 25-hour set.
25-hour set. Holy shit, man. You must have been like barely able to stand.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about what I did that night to get through that, but
Yeah. Oh, always a lot of coffee, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, a lot of coffee, a lot of
Yes,
coffee.
wink. So yeah, dude, thank you so much for being here. We have broken beyond the NFT record.
Oh man,
This is
I'm so happy to do so. I guess that's really fitting for like my DJ style. So hell yeah.
yeah, yes, Hugh Pow, new beyond the NFT record. It's yeah, we did good tonight. And these conversations are like totally like 100% like cool with me because like I've been saying, I'm having fun. When you have fun doing this, like time just flies and
Yeah, dude, if I was feeling anxious and I wasn't having fun, I would have tried to cut this hours ago. But this was genuinely fun. Like, thank you for having me. I
yeah,
would love to do this again, for sure.
yeah, and hit me up whenever you wanna just like check out the space or you're planning on logging in and like ask what if there's anything going
So
on.
I guess right now is the most perfect time to debut this. I don't want to make any promises, but I think my wife is moving from the daycare to a nanny job soon, which means that I would get a lot of free time during the week and I might be able to start streaming on Monday nights again.
Let's go.
At this point, I have been so um detached from my Monday night events that I think they've gone to the wayside. So I would definitely be looking for a new pickup. If you guys want to have me late night Monday nights, coming up on my wife's new nanny job, I will be more than happy. Whatever you guys want me to play.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
dude,
talking 3, 4 a.m. when you guys end your shows. Like right now, I would be happy to pick it up in a few months from now.
yeah, I mean, usually Beyond the NFT ends like around midnight Eastern. And yeah,
That would
like
be awesome.
yeah, I mean, don't definitely it's wide open. I'm sure like yeah, once we get close to that, like hit me up, let me know, and I'll get you in touch with Tank Poco and like even see if she wants to kind of like talk to you and
Yeah, I
like
can play whatever
personally.
she wants. If she has Spotify playlists,
Yeah,
that
that's usually what she's
I
doing.
could literally do it. Like, you could send me a Spotify playlist, and I can upload the Spotify playlist through Tidal into Serato, upload that into my Denon equipment, and I could have your Spotify playlist uploaded to DJ with, and I'll do it raw. Like I'll just
Dude, I'm
that's
so
kind of
down.
how I function on my streams when I do birthday parties and shit in VR chat. That's how I do it. So I got you.
I'm so down. And even if I mean speaking with Think Poco that isn't like a thing because like also that would be after Beyond the NFT, so I usually have full control on like if something on like what comes after, just give it back to her.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah, just
Looking for a host on my Monday parties would be huge
nah,
to get me back into doing it again.
yeah, right. I mean, I'm definitely here to help you, and yeah,
And I
look,
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
looking forward to seeing what we can build together.
Yeah, quick shout out before we wrap this up to any of you that have made it this far in the night. You are some real OGs. Thank you for supporting the homie here and his gifted endeavors. He really is an absolute god tier interviewer, so keep sticking by him because he will pull through for you guys, I promise.
Oh,
You
man.
guys are gonna be an OG to someone that absolutely pops the fuck off. This guy's really cool. I'm an introverted ass motherfucker, so the fact that he has got me talking as much tonight goes to show how awesome his interview skills are. And also, thank you for hanging out with me as well. I appreciate it. Hope you show up to my next stream, twitch.tv/sorryxo. It's pretty much the only place I can be my genuine self. So if you want to see me on these vibes again, that's the only hope you ever see me of hitting these vibes again. Because I really don't hit social media being myself ever. I'm
Yeah.
working on it, but we'll get there.
Uh,
On that note, yo, it's your floor.
thank you, and man, like really appreciate the kind words. As a creator, like we've spoken about this earlier. Like we have our doubts, and it's good to know from another creator. It's like I might be on the right path here.
You definitely are, without question.
Thank you. And just to wrap up the episode, thank you on the rise, Billy T Coin, 13. Those are just few of you that I see still in chats. I really appreciate your very valuable time. Really does mean a lot to me that you stuck by this long. Really appreciate you. And yeah, let's go back to acting natural on the metaverse, being total degens and asking how do we make money. Thank you, everyone. Take care. You're interested in making some money?
Hey.
Bro, yeah, I'll tell you offline. It's like kind of hilarious, kind of how
Oh,
that
hit
kind
me
of got
up, bro.
started.
Hit me up.
But thank you, everyone. Final shout outs to our sponsors, Songbird Collective, Metal One Designs, Box Boards, Dr. Drip, and of course the baby dolls. Baby dolls living here at the Dollhouse. Thank you so much for being our venue of choice and venue of doing the thing. Really appreciate you and thank you so much. Take care. Let's see. Let's raid someone. Okay.